Welcome to Zelda Speed Runs. We have for you from the Majora's Mask Randomizer Standard Tournament Season 6 a winner's bracket round 3 matchup between Dodo and Vidya James. On tracking, we have Chloe and Pitch, and I'll pass it over to our commentary team of Spec and Naki. Take it away, you two.
Good morning, ZSR. All right. Well, we have from what I saw at the start, red rupee and small chest. At least that was in the chat. Nothing too, no big omens quite yet. But how are you doing today, Spec?
I'm very good, and I'm sure you're fine too, since we talked about how both of us got some coffee in this non-European morning for us.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we'll start without creamer so far and see where it leads, but definitely the caffeine will be needed. Ooh, and in 3 seconds, we're off. There we are. Let me refresh here.
Giving it a refresh here too, and I gotta say, 20 rupees on the tower seems kind of. I think I do like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I caught what was on Cafe's necklace.
Oh, I was refreshing. Let me. Oh, Nvidia wasn't. Nvidia isn't going for it right now. Oh yeah. Cafe
Excellent.
2 is a piece of heart. Cafe 1 is a 20 rupee.
Okay, so we won't see that.
Letter today is for toilet. Also a very generous rupee start. You got the 40 here, and you can farm the 5 if you want to be safe about grabbing those two items.
Alright, we'll have a refresh on Vidya James' side. Real quick, hopefully that comes back up.
Yeah, that buffered for me too. And Dodo doing grabbing the fairy first, the special. Even with Observatory Opener, I noticed Jess was doing this too. I can't tell why really. Maybe just want to grab the fountain item early for some reason. But because I do it when opening South because of, not having to go to East Clocktown twice when playing Night. But interesting that Dodo is also choosing that, even though he's opening Observatory.
Yeah, I have to say, like, grabbing the fairy does make North look really... It makes it a little bit nicer, like, being able to at least get the human check there. And I've seen, I guess, some of the meta opener, maybe, I'm not sure how meta it is, but I've seen people do Rush Guru, and so they just get South, that laundry pool out of the way, and then they have the fairy for North when they go North. I didn't quite see that peak that was on Bomber's chest.
The Bomber's chest seems to be small brown. I took a look at it.
Excellent. Red rupee on the Moon's tier, check. So we've got no shortage of 20s. Okay, video stream is actually down, but hopefully we get it back soon here. The source stream.
We're gonna follow only Dodo for a little while, but Vidya is doing the same opener, so progression-wise, we will be sort of on track.
Yeah, very likely we'll be seeing the same items and the same hints in the in that order. So that'll be nice. We'll see if there's any discrepancy when we get back in this. All right, nice refresh. Oh, and it looks like the hint was a Goron race. It was nothing.
That's 1 out of 8. And we were speaking about rupees. Dodo definitely thanks those 20 rupees on the fairy fountain. Those will add up really nicely. And when it comes to the fairy, the first thing that came in mind was what Dodo just saw, which is the postman peak. Maybe it could be something to keep the timing on that consistent. I don't open Observatory anymore, so I really don't know those in-game times, but that might be it. And I swear I saw Zora Mask on the 50 rupee bomb shop, but apparently it wasn't, because Dodo didn't buy it. So, would be nice to take a good second look at that.
Yeah, Dodo going for speeding up Grandma. Get that in reservation. I'm curious about that purchase too. Would like another look at that. So we have some seasoned racers here this morning, and they are used to the item shape, and of course they have it on their big monitor, I'm sure, and so they're able to just see it for a second and know, okay, like I'm out. Madame Aroma. Just a little bit of love today. Yeah, it seems like with North, you don't get many of the hints for the first few minutes, but once we get into the Tournament of Field, hopefully we hit the quads and get a look at what the seed's going to look like.
Yeah, one of the unattractive things about Observatory Opener is having to wait quite a bit of time for that Gossip's Grotto.
The thing we do know about the seed is just lots of chip rupees on our way to our first approach at Bank.
Yeah, chat commented that we might find every single red rupee in the pool soon. How many are there? It's like 20-something?
Oh, wow. Okay, so here's the speed up time in Laundry Pool. So that's how Dodo's doing it this morning, is to grab the ferry, go around Clock Town for a little bit, and then jump to Guru.
Oh, that's a very good and a bad place for 100.
It just rained on the floor right there.
Just killed all the rupee progression Dodo had. So, gonna make one thing clear. I believe the stream should see Vidya's gameplay right now. Vidya is going to Laundry Pool in this moment, but Vidya his timer is 2 minutes behind. If this is what Restream can see too, it's because I think Vidya might not have unchecked the preserve cutoff point on the delay. So his stream got back, and it got back at the time it fell. At the time it went offline. Yeah, so we might have to clarify this a few times on stream, but because Vidya didn't uncheck the preserve cutoff point box on OBS, he is gonna have 2 minutes behind gameplay. But he's not 2 minutes behind, he's just, imagine just a time machine. And the rest of the analogy, fill the blanks.
Yeah, and so we're in Back to the Future, apparently.
Alright, no bunny hood required today for Postman, but he has another red rupee, so for the chatters who are collecting those, maybe we already have 10?
Yeah, if only it wasn't too early to take shots, you know, if we could take a shot for every... No, that's probably not healthy. You said how many there are in the pool? Yeah, maybe 26 shots would be too much. Bingo. We'll do bingo. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, how does bingo work? Every single square is a red rupee. We won already.
Yeah, okay. We'll have to workshop this a little bit.
I don't want to put too much work on Zoe's shoulders, but you know how there's the winner heart piece on... Oh, there's a frog. That could be on the bingo board. But you know how there's the winner heart piece in OT Randomizer because it's the one from the chess minigame? I mean, we could have a different text box for every single rupee in the game. Oh, this one is from Termina Field Grass Grotto. And then we could have a bingo.
Was that the Woodfall Stray Fairy hint right there? So it looks like that didn't yield anything. So that's our second always hint. I like that idea, and then we can get mad at the runners when they spam through the text. It's like, no, I need to know which red rupee that is.
Oh, the beam. Imagine, I need to know if it's the Stone Tower beam or if it's the beam that won.
Precisely. Is one of those chests is the vanilla thing of beam? Is that really? That is such a trolly spot for a beam. It's like, what are you going to use that for?
No, I mean, the lore is you go up to Stone Tower, and I think there's like money, bomb juice, and you know, I mean, the thing, what it calls, it reimburses your beam. So it's quite nice.
Yeah, I suppose you know, in theory, it's like the chest pays you back, but gosh, like, what are you gonna use that bean for?
I mean, it's just like opening every single non-required chest in Zelda. It's one of those, you know, funny, cutesy things. Meanwhile, we did have Ranch Sisters not required, and Road to Swamp has one important item.
There's that important count coming in. Okay, one item.
Road to Swamp with one is kind of uneventful, really, but will be nice if they get to either funnel themselves to Swamp Archery safely, or maybe get one or maybe two actual foolish items of information. And if the sea decides to be really funny, maybe Tingle has a strictly required item for North.
Oh yes, you'd have to have a projectile and get that second purchase.
Yeah, if it really unlocks the North axis, that could be the required item right there. And Dodo, grabbing that big chest heart container, definitely thanks it as a way to get the stick without rolling unnecessarily to a chest.
Oh,
and we got the Gossip's Grotto, so I think I'm... Oh, that was a repeat. So it's Gossip Stone... Oh, there's only two, and they're both there. Grey Bay Temple Foolish except for Song, and Gossip Stones has Circus Leader, I believe. Definitely not required in any shape or form.
Especially with them, Dad. The Ranchester's check. Red rupee on the sales scrub.
I mean, is it just because we're noticing those now, as per the hint from chat? Because it's another red rupee on the business scrub.
Oh yeah, now I wish I did tally them. Okay, there's that repeat.
Wait, that was a Woodfall Great Fairy. Oh yeah, okay, Woodfall Great Fairy, that was a Circus Leader. And yeah, it's a Chateau Romani bottle. How did I read Circus Leader?
I think it's because it's 7:30 a.m. CST.
Yeah, maybe. So thankfully Vidya is on the time machine over here, and yeah, this is a bottle of Chateau Romani, not required. It's which is actually somewhat important because it's another dead bottle, and the one of the 5 ones you can immediately use, the one that gives you money as well. And you know, Romani Ranch import if it takes an importance count hint, maybe we can get some information. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Bank 1 is
Speaking of Romani. Yeah, speaking of Romani, so that mask is in the pocket. Yeah, the bottle situation would be interesting here. And then, oh yeah, one thing with S6 is it's the fairies and the eggs swap places, potentially. They shuffle. So you might have vanilla or shuffle, is that right?
Yeah, it is a 50-50 if the eggs are gonna be the eggs themselves inside Pinnacle Rock and Pirate's Fortress, or if you scoop a fairy, all of a sudden it might be an egg.
That's a really fun quirk of the season. I'm a big fan of these like partial checks as well as the just some shuffles that you didn't get to see in the past standards.
Yeah, and Raven went really crazy with those, and so far I personally like it. You know, the eggs fairy, you know, it changes things. In a few seeds you might like one, in other seeds you might like the other, but I think it's spicy. Meanwhile, Dodo is doing one of the checks that is also in this season. So maybe do a little bit of Season 6 summary. For the extra checks, we do have those 2 milk bar purchases. We have all the 4 frogs when you talk to them using the Donjero mask. Yes, those can be randomized. And we also have the Lulu picture inside of Zorahol.
I love that picture a lot. I think I first saw it in the first season of Mystery, and it's like, okay, I need this to add this to my regular settings.
It is pretty much as you can get from extra items in the item pool without going, you know, Red Rupee Rando, which just adds checks that can be done right away. So this is a way to add some checks, but you have to work for them, I guess. Use those trade items to their maximum potential. I call those, you know, every single item that you get that is, its only purpose is to get another item. I call them all trade items, just to be clear, not just the temporary ones.
That's very fair. I can see, the reason
clarify
for
the
it.
expression. And other things with Season 6, we don't have the Romani Ranch song anymore, but Eggs and Skull Kid are both randomized as songs. The Baby Goron song is not on, but we have Elder Goron to do, which requires a little bit of extra work, but still the Goron mask. And yeah, more checks added to sort of balance things out and not make Keg almost completely useless. The 3 cows in Romani Ranch are randomized, which you can get on night 1 before the aliens appear, or after doing aliens.
Beneath the Well, how many items was that?
Oh, I saw Dodo looking at it again because I didn't see it. I didn't see it again. Was it 2? Because it was definitely a plural.
Wow. So we need a Gibdo mask to pop up. Of course, all the items get to Okana. It's put kind of late in the spheres. Osh, day 1. A repeat. Fierce Deity's mask. Okay. Ooh.
Our big man is in prison, but if we get Great Bay Coast importance, that will probably count. I mean, it will count, because don't want to go too much about it, but there's no way that Fierce Deity is locked by clearing Inverted Stone Tower Temple.
So, Fox Time brought a captain's hat.
Yeah, that Keaton mask, which was 20 rupees on the now randomized milk bar purchase, is a captain's hat.
Yeah, and Romani mask from the Bank 1. Huh.
And you know, mildly fun decision. Do you go graveyard right away? The answer is no, but the real answer is Goron Mask is there and you will get punished. So confirming, Beneath the Well is 2 coming from Vidya inside our 2-minute time machine. But yeah, because right now the graveyard trip is no bomb bag and lousy Kokiri sword to do the Iron Knuckle. So yeah, we have Beneath the Well for 2 required items. And, you know, things could get spicy because who knows if they can do full layout Beneath the Well. Where is Fire Arrow gonna be, where Light Arrow is gonna be, who knows. Also, if they completely clear it right away, if one of the first items is a ambiguous mask, and they have to make the decision, do I go forward, do I continue all the way, do I stop?
Yeah, light arrows makes a big difference, and yeah, if you just need one thing at a time, it's really tricky here. Also, okay, that double defense from the horse race is gonna be pretty nice. We haven't seen so many card containers yet, but of course these are also really good runners. So, I mean, but you know, health chip damage happens to all of us. So,
with a possible fairy and eggs randomization, seeing double defense that early is really nice because you never know how many hearts you're gonna get, and if the fairy is gonna be viable to grab. So Dodo hopping over here for the... Oh, and there it is! It's Ice Arrow on the North Clocktown tree, which is out of logic, but for Ice Arrow it absolutely does not matter. But it is our item, and Swamp Archery will be left alone in
heck
this.
yeah! Thank you, Road to 7 Swamp Tree.
Also, speaking about Beneath the Well, I mentioned the 50 rupee Clocktown item, which our confidential secret informant, Pitch, in the Restream chat who was mentioning it, said that Gibdo was the 50 rupee item. And I guess it was because Dodo did buy it. Nvidia doesn't have it, so maybe that's a next cycle item. The biggest potential problem item, which I mean it's not really, both of the runners got an early bank one, which got them the Romani mask, therefore the captain's hat, which the Keaton mask for the captain's hat. So if that wasn't routed right there, you know, could have been maybe a mild problem. Bank one would usually get done on at the end of the cycle, but who knows? But you know, it's not Goron mask. It's not a crucial bow or transfer or Deku or Zora, so it's just nice to have the item out of the way. And Dodo here having to settle for the Copium Woods with 2 out of 3 checks because you can't heal the witch due to not having a bottle. And I mean, there's no way around it. The seed is dry. You have to do checks, and I think it's a seed where you have to take this wood strip. And meanwhile, Fisherman has a toilet paper, which cannot be used as toilet paper. It's just a bomber's notebook.
Yeah, maybe someday it'll be a cosmetic option to use that as an item for toilet hand. But okay, so that's good information. You know, that quad giving us 2 repeats. It's nice to see something new here. I'm curious how this hint layout will, how late is our hook? Where's our Arcana mask? GBT being foolish with song. I'm curious how this will all lay out here, but I guess as we get more items, this will start to become more obvious. Ah, okay, magic power from the witches.
I was about to say, it's not because there's a confirmed well seed that all of a sudden you're gonna find bow, hookshot, Ikana Mask, magic, ice arrow. But we do have magic and ice arrow so far. So that might be a potentially very early beneath the well.
Yeah, and I guess another thing to remember with these importance count hints is sometimes that item actually isn't required, it's just important, and what the seed deems as important. So I guess as we progress through the seed, we'll know more about whether that thing will be important, we'll be able to deduce what it is. So it's maybe not even a guarantee, but I guess it's 2 items, so that makes it pretty likely that we'll need to go down there.
The main quirk with the importance count hints is that they do work like Way of the Hero hints. One of the items will be a strictly required item to beat the seed. Or, as we call in Majora, 2 stars, because we ended up, you know, talking about stars because of the way the spoiler log is written. But yeah, one of them will be absolutely necessary. The other one might be, you know, roll the dice, maybe like a Picto Box for Swamp, or, you know, a bomb bag. Maybe it is a bomb bag for beneath the well itself, or something.
Oh yeah, and so it looks like both runners have opted to go to night 3 after visiting the woods. To hurry up and get the cycle over with.
Yeah, there's no way around it. And Vidya on the time machine here, Vidya looks 2 minutes behind, but it's because his stream is literally 2 minutes behind due to probably an internet drop and not unchecking the preserved cutoff points for the delay stream on OBS. But yeah, only Vidya's stream is 2 minutes behind, so he should be sort of neck and neck with Dodo right here. And yeah, there's really not much around it, you know. Captain's Hat, the item on Bats, or Song of Healing could unlock the entire seed. Both of them are pushing that off for the next cycle only. Okay, I guess Vidya is going to ranch after all. So this ranch trip here, the hints are nice, but the item is not in logic, so you could just ditch that like Dodo did.
Ooh. And our first big find, that's a Zora mask on Dodo's side.
Yeah, it could be maybe a French vanilla one because of the location itself. And as I mentioned that the dog race roof check is not in logic, now it is, because Zora mask is one of the items that put the roof check in logic.
I guess in one of these empty seeds, it's like, okay, Fisherman Grotto just has to have something TM. So, yeah, Mikau has tripped and fell down a hole, and we get to be a Zora without even needing Song of Healing, which is pretty great.
Vidya getting a hint that might be really nice info, which is Graveyard is foolish except for Song.
Wow.
As the hint system calls it, has one important song. I like saying the classic way. But who knows, maybe Dodo could get absolutely rolled into not finding that hint and doing a full clear in the future.
Ooh. East
Oh,
is
that's
now on the map.
That's a really big hint too. Zora Cape, one of the hook-shottable chests, is a big chest, and East Clock Town has... What? Was that right?
I believe so.
Oh, that can be absolutely huge, and that could be a potential big problem for Dodo if he ends up absolutely full clearing the minigames. We didn't get anything on East Clock Town yet, just you know, a few red rupees for our red rupee collection.
Yeah, speaking of, I think that was our 13th on the like.
Oh, as that mentioned in chat. Oh, we have Keaton Mask for Captain's Hat there.
Right, because that would be the region.
Oh, so
wow.
Vita straight up just got an extra foolish here. That was a very good ranch trip. That was really good. Oh, it's both graveyards, hints, and wrench even. Yeah, that's very important too. There's no bomb bag at the moment, so a graveyard trip for Dodo here would be just for the song and, you know, do the bats, I guess, time loss, and then worry about redipping in, you know, the next 30 minutes if, you know, progression was found. Interesting to note. Sorry.
Yeah, there's just no fun way to do the bats right now too, so that would be time loss. What were you gonna say?
Magic is a good enough item to help with the bats with those spins, but yeah, it's interesting to note that Vidya opted to do he played Knight right away to do the wrench. The in-game time allows you to do a full clear. A full clear, you know, all the hints and the dog roof chest. If you play the song to Night 3 pretty much right away before soaring or as you soar, you do have that time, but it's not too trivial. But yeah, he made sure to spend all that in-game time. But as we see, the Zora Mask bailed that, so Dodo, who didn't do the wrench trip, is able to spend that in-game time. And Dodo is wasting no time, will value those tingles, at least the one in Milk Road. Doesn't want to leave that behind.
Yeah, and Evan did have that STD, the Swamp Title Deed. They, the Indiegogo is known for trading real estate. Nice bank, nice tinkle stonks here in Milk Road.
That's a really good 300 rupees guaranteed in the bank.
And yeah, with Zora, just in the Fishman Grotto, that puts the ice arrows in logic. We weren't too worried about that. I mean, you know, like the logic of it, just because you need a bow to use them. But it's just nice to know that's the answer there. And for anyone, you know, new to the MM scene, just knowing that that tree isn't in logic until a projectile. Well, there's our cake right there. No song in these settings. But if you really like the cows, if you like singing the cows, you can do that when we have Goron.
Vidya opted to just immediately bail instead of continuing to Zora Hall. There is a little playbook of checks to do in Clock Town over here, as both runners are starting hide and seek. That dumps quite a bit of in-game time, so Vidya will be happy about that. Maybe feels that the Zora Cape Zora Hall trip isn't needed so far. Also that transformation fairy check, which was just a piece of heart. But Vidya will not have that toilet paper, and, you know, that's a potential problem check.
Yeah, that would route nicely here.
From here, it's not the best situation when it comes to the checks available, but the runners do have things to do, essentially, that aren't completely terrible. You know, the Graveyard Song might be attractive, but they wouldn't be able to get into any temple, but it could be a Troll Song of Healing situation. So, who knows, it might be a direct sword to Pirate's Fortress exterior Pinnacle Rock, or they can just get the song over with and then soar, enjoying the Song of Time as a trip to Clock Town. I would say that would be quite nice, even though it is a Kokiri Sword graveyard. Vidya has, you know, sort of negative information due to not clearing Zora Hall, which, you know, two logical checks from Cape to Hall, I mean 3 counting with the like. That's information you would prefer to have rather than not have, considering the amount of stuff that is left. Oh, it's just a red rupee to a red rupee collection on the toilet paper. Vidya opting to just go from Clock Town to the underwater chest rather than checking that single. Due to the Road to Swamp, one important item already being satisfied, we do know that the Road to Swamp tingle doesn't have... The second item will absolutely not be necessary at all. So it is a 3 tingle check, but there's no value anymore to the Twin Islands tingle. So I would say that Dodo checking the tingle was nice, but Vidya will not get punished for not checking that tingle.
Oh yeah, that isn't open. There is a bow on the bombers.
Yeah, and Seed moving forward a little bit, and it is a nice combat upgrade for Graveyard, of all things. And, you know, you gotta think about Dodo's situation, because Bo here is these Clock Town minigames, and I tend to think that Dodo values those more than not. In this seed with nothing, and I mean, a free 20 rupee on a tower, I mean, how attractive is Town Archery here? Very attractive. So, we might see a plus 2 minutes on Dodo's side. Not 2, maybe 1.5. Just by not having the East Clock Town importance hint from Ranch.
Yeah, both runners have, from what we can tell, like this kind of a differentiation with the information that they have. Just choosing going Ranch versus Zora Hall.
Yeah, and Vidya's stream is 2 minutes behind because of the delay, preserve cutoff, his stream dropped, etc, etc. So, you know, I guess he didn't do a Sword to Milk Road plus a backwalk, and he didn't go all the way to Zora Hall. So that would be a source of the time difference. And I think Vidya might be saving a little bit of time, because the next time he goes to Great Bait, he will have a bow for the Great Bait single. So if he manages to only check the other single item when going to Twin Islands, I would call that a time save. It would be nice to get to see the Twin Islands tingle and check the first item, which the Twin Islands tingle first item is the same as the Road to Swamp tingle second item, which is a confirmed foolish check. So, you know, maybe you find a All Knight's mask there, a Troll mask there. That would be good info too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just got to witness Marty McFly high five on the clock tower roof. Both runners have their elegy. And yeah, with this, I mean, there are some signs that this could be a Stone Tower first dungeon seed, especially like with how there's, you know, one of our few hints. Well, not few hints. We have like 3 of our important counts, but yeah, that's Beneath the Well is, you know, on the map this seed.
Well, as I mentioned, Vidya not having to do minigames, he is doing Town Archery right away, so maybe it slipped his mind that Captain Z should be a confirm already. And it is a confirm. I mean, now I'm thinking about the stars and the importance of Captain Z, even if it's just healing for... It can't be FD. The possibilities, I think, are way too shallow for Graveyard not to be a straight-up required song. But yeah, unless I actually read that hint wrong and it's East Clock Town 2 or something, but I think it should be East Clock Town 1. And Town Archery should be a foolish check. Meanwhile, Dodo likes getting the Zora checks over here. We'll check that Grey Bait single, only the Cyan Frog for 40 rupees, absolutely vanity item. And yeah, Dodo absolutely wasting no time and really valuing those swimming checks rather than going to Graveyard with a very poor layout of items.
Passing on that Cyan Frog, that's a bold move. Wink, wink. Oh. It's this red rupee on the ledge. Okay.
Another one for the collection, and Butler will eliminate the Postman hat from our item pool. As if the East Clock Town importance hint already didn't eliminate it, right?
Oh, it's okay, okay.
And, you know, Vidya having to get that stick inside the Pillar Grotto, completely unnecessary. Unnecessary on the grand scheme of things, absolutely necessary when going to Graveyard without bombs. So, in the grand scheme of things, maybe Dodo can save a little bit of time if he somehow, you know, maybe goes north, gets a stick inside the shrine or some other randomizer fanfic, and swim into a small yellow chest already.
Mountain title deed.
Meanwhile, Path to Snowhead is a foolish, or has 0 items. Pirates Fortress Exterior not cooperating, maybe only in the very distant future with a mountain title deed. And, you know, Dodo is not going to Pinnacle Rock apparently. He just said, you know, let's focus on Clocktown going to Graveyard. Something very subtle is that Dodo, I didn't notice when he played Song of Double Time, but this is a future Song of Healing Kamado routing right here. Because Town Archering during the nighttime will waste a few precious in-game time hours too. And given that it might really be a healing bottleneck over here, I would say this is very valuable. Even though it might not come up, but if it does, you better be on the winning end of the very situational time of day routings.
Yeah, that works out really well doing it at night here. And yep, Vidya using his knowledge, just gonna go ahead and skip those bats and get this song. Thank you, hints.
Did not get an arrow refill, so we will be a full sword second phase over here, opting for the, you know, a very safe first phase and crouch stab second phase, opting for the maximum safety rather than jump slashing.
It does feel satisfying to just run around them and shoot arrows, but yeah, that refill is what we needed for that. And the song. Alright, Sonata Awakening.
Yeah, especially with the song-only Graveyard confirmed. Yeah, it is just going to Graveyard and not getting rewarded. The way things should be, if I should say myself. But, you know, Vidya hasn't gone to Hull. He has go to Hull now. And Pinnacle Rock trip for our next required item, you know, coming really, really soon.
And yeah, double timing here in the graveyard. The tablet room. And there's Soar. And Dodo will be joining in graveyard, and yeah, we'll probably see them do bats.
Oh, and Vidya going for the next minigame in East Clock Town, which is the mandatory day 3, as Vidya double-timed inside the grave to save some time, not getting those transitions. For the hide-and-seek bow method. I mean, has anyone else read the East Clock Town importance hint? Because I'm trying to not trust myself, and it might be 2 items. There's no way, right?
I feel that. Especially, yeah, seeing Honey Darling here, it makes you curious. But you know, I'm pretty sure I saw East, and there's only, you know, so many. I think there's only one East something in the MM.
I swear with every single bone in my body that I saw East Clock Town 1. And Vidya might be just, you know, maybe immediately not getting used to reading one of those milk bar items as East Clock Town. One of the new checks, not necessarily new to standard because Season 3 had them, but new enough since it's been actual years.
We see a little bit of time investment here. There's Dodo did not have a stick.
Oh, he didn't stick load. Oh my god, this is such big time loss. Oh, yeah, that is... In this kind of matchup, that time loss absolutely stings. And it's kind of ironic, too, because Dodo took a sword to Swamp. He did go to Great Bay first, so he did have a reason to soar somewhere else before the graveyard trip, so... You know, he could have done that before. He had an opportunity to do a Swamp Soar before going to Graveyard, rather than playing Song of Time and having to go to the Grotto, because there's no way around it. And wow, that absolutely stings.
Yeah.
Stick loading before Graveyard with no bombs is 100% among the playbook of things that are very, very easy to forget. Like the cat trial check, some would say, among others.
Absolutely, it's so easy to especially for Graveyard. It's like it's important to have, you know, when on a fresh cycle too, and this being like the first thing that you're doing, it's just so easy not to have the, you know, the items that you want. I can't count how many times I've like come here with a bomb bag, with an empty bomb bag, thinking, oh yeah, I'll get that back grotto, and oh, I have to come back because yeah, there's no bombs here.
Yeah, the bombs are a true issue too, and the devs from the year 2000 were mean enough to not put a bomb refill anywhere in this graveyard.
I'm so thankful for those random green rupees in the dungeon. Yeah, those have come in handy so many times.
So we do have confirmed the foolish check from Bats, of course. Dodo doesn't have that information because both graveyard checks were in range, which Dodo has not visited, and Vidya did.
We'll see if there's a healthy, I don't know, shield of frustration when he gets those ranches.
And just Bats is okay. I really value the magic. That magic is, you know, it helps more than you would think for those spins on the Bats. But yeah, just one little extra check as a needle never feels nice. Vidya taking the Pirate's Fortress exterior into getting busted and then going to Pinnacle Rock. This is a route that I do, but I myself have not calculated if it saves any time again, versus soaring from underwater. I hope it saves time because it's really cool. It's really cool that you get to do a route like that without soaring, but might be a fake route. Anyway, Vidya is in Pinnacle Rock, which, as we see the big yellow chest already, should be our bottleneck with the information we have on stream. Vidya actually going there before Zora Cape Zora Hall, as we see the rear view mirror backwalk. Nicely done.
Lens.
Oh, that's not even a cool bait item. It literally has no use so far, because we don't have a bottle.
I'll have to see what this other chest wants to report to us. Oh, okay, got some trim on that one.
Yeah, it has to have at least some trim from our point of view. Oh, a small one. Moonsteer?
Land title deed. We can trade it.
A funny way to get our bottleneck, I guess.
And so far we have a lot of that paper.
Immediate trade for Vidya. And hold on a minute. Both runners have Zora Mask. Have they checked Sword Grotto? I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, right. Yeah, the Deep Swamp one by Swamp Spider House.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
it's one sword for one check, which, you know, routing-wise is absolutely horrible to do. But surprised that the runners didn't do that first, because their situation, you know, was desperate enough. But Vidya absolutely reaping the rewards doing this trade, which will tell us that the grotto is the bottleneck. But it was really nice that he could couple those things together. Gotta value every single one of those as they come.
That is my 3.5 bingo. Huh.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, is every single seed like that, or it's just because we are noticing now, but the red rupee collection is adding up in a way that I feel like it shouldn't. But maybe that's just normal, and we are just forcing ourselves to notice now.
Hook shot in that deep forest grotto. Okay. Yep, that was the answer. That can do a few things. Yeah, I agree. It could be placebo that we're now noticing these red rupees. I'm now going to be looking at that for future seeds.
Yeah, funny enough, it's for now it's hook shot being the bottleneck. Right now, it really only unlocks troll checks. You might think, oh, there's the Gibdo mask, the rest of the well pack. Bro, it's just there. But we don't even have a wallet. And for the other side, we don't have a Deku mask, which is the logical way to get those 5 beans on refill. So don't even get excited for Beneath the Well, really. Although Vidya missed the opportunity to do a really funny route, and probably unnecessary and probably should not be done, but he could have gone Palace out of logic to get the 5 beans there. Unfortunately, he didn't have money in the first place. His wallet is all empty, and you would need at least a 20, counting the money in Deku Palace you can get. But given where Vidya is going, either he's valuing the Ikana entry and the grotto in Ikana, or the check in the road to Ikana pillar might be a big one that we sort of missed.
Yeah, there was a peak. I believe it must have been on both sides here then.
And should be a yellow one. Yes, it is. Given that Vidya already prepared before even looking.
All right, bottle. That's the first one.
Oh, what a way to get the red potion bottle. And Vidya doesn't have the timing for the... Oh! I would say Vidya doesn't have the time for healing the witch, but screw that. We get to do Shiro for free.
He's just right here.
Oh, that is so good. Because I would say, in these seeds where you isolate healing the witch, the Chromie check, I consider going back to it is not valuable at all. I mean, just don't worry about it. If it's if it's the last location bottleneck, it is what it is. But getting to do Shiro here, massive. Piece of heart, not so massive, not as massive as a container.
But you still love how it routes. There's something like poetic about it, right?
Very poetic, and always nice to get it out of the way, even if it's just for a not required item. And yeah, as that mentioned in chat, of all things, now this bottle, along with the hook shot unlocks, eggs is online, and if it's regular eggs on Pirate's Fortress and Pinnacle Rock, that is brutal because we only have one. We do have a big chest on the Zora Cape that might save our progression from doing something really brutal when it comes to wasting time. But we shall see. I'm not gonna lie, if the choice was regular eggs with one bottle, or, I mean, you have no choice, I gotta say, going inside Palace and buying 5 beans would not be so bad of a gamble. Although, that is... Okay, so...
Validation, right there.
Oh, I forgot to pay attention. It's not like I didn't see the hints, because you have to pay attention to the location and the number written in words, and I couldn't look at it again, but I swear it's 1 still.
Me too. Oh, that chest is being trolly here.
And of our 2 known big chests that are hook shotable, Dodo is valuing the Cape one right away. If you want to be very specific about it, not having a way into the grotto could be a reason for you to push this off rather than the Road to Ikana pillar. And
Arrow.
got 2 frogs available.
And fairies are eggs.
Oh yeah, that's a bailout.
And shrimp is bugs. So we do get to talk to frogs this seed. Alright.
The siege is being all around clunky because if the item is on the swamp frog, you know, going to swamp to get the good hook shotting to get the Donjero mask, going back to swamp to get the frog. Not the nicest in the world.
Yeah, doesn't doesn't make up for, yeah, the Shiro thing doesn't make up for this, if that's the case.
So Dodo went to the shop trying to do something, but couldn't do it. Potion without a bottle or whatever. But I think he missed the opportunity to play Scarecrow's song. Cause, you know, I mean, it's not like this is some crystal ball thing, but I feel like, you know, you were there already, and given how the seed could, you know, unlock itself, if you get a bomb back here, you know, it's better to have that Scarecrow song online rather than not. So just a very small thing that I feel like Dodo could have done. But in any case, he can... Oh! Also of importance, because I would say, you can just Song of Time and go to North that way, getting your Scarecrow song then. But I think Dodo still has the Mountain Title Deed from Pirate's Fortress in his pocket. That would be a reason to not Song of Time, but then again, you could Song of Time, and as you go to PF Interior for items, which is what Vidya is doing, that would be your spot to re-grab the Mountain Title Deed. Which is very, very convenient that this is possible. So, if the runners are interested in playing Song of Time to reset the cycle, not Vidya anymore because he's burning the PF Interior trip right away, on the countdown, sort of unnecessarily, but sure. But yeah, if Dodo wants to Song of Time, and he will not be punished by resetting the temporary item that is Mountain Title Deed in Pirate's Fortress Exterior. Quite nice.
Definitely. Yeah, so we'll see Dodo catching up on the Akana trip. And I'm curious what's going to be here in Pirate's Fortress.
From here on, the available checks are so scattered and so weird among each other. Pirate's Fortress Interior seems to be the nicest because, you know, 5 checks is bigger than 1 check, which would be, you know, going to swamp for the frog, or healing the witch, or something. And a nice touch that Vidya added was actually going here and getting the fish from the little pool next to the Great Bay Coast ledge.
I do love an unconventional fish.
From all the places that Vidya visited, that seems like a really good one, but you know, if you're gonna be the routing police over here, he did have a grotto in the Ikana entry that he could have gotten. Although he did check for the fairy eggs, I believe. That made him have to get the fish here, which is really nice. And
extra bow, okay.
Yeah, definitely okay, of all things. So
yeah. This being the dense slave, that is oh, go ahead.
No, I would say don't think that bow is bow locked. I don't think the importance is gonna matter. It doesn't. It's not gonna be a possible foolish anymore, and not a. Do we have our 3 foolishes anyway? But yeah, not in an important location or anything. But just nice as a habit to keep track of the bow logic.
Yeah, GBT foolish with song. What else do we have? The graveyard? Or no? Yes, graveyard foolish with song. And
there was a 3rd, right?
Still had foolish.
Yeah, we do have all our 3. Also, there's a small yellow on the hookshot chest. The seed might be keeping its habit to unlock itself via those temporary items, who knows? as it did with the land title deed a few minutes ago.
Milk.
It's the milk refill that Vidya dodged by having his bottle occupied. You know, when it comes to having beneath the well, you know, you think about the possibility of maybe getting that milk would be beneficial at some point, but they have one bottle and that's all you should know for now. And Dodo, without that graveyard hint, is going really after this hint. Is Ikana Fairy foolish? And wow, we are seeing someone getting their butt to Poe hut, as Katie Bean would say. Desperate times, definitely, as Vidya gets a Bremen mask of all things.
Wow. Okay.
With the timing completely missed as well, having to reset cycle and play a billion songs if he wants to do that. So whatever way the seed unlocks itself, it's absolutely horrible. And I would say this is where specific Majora routing comes to play, because you can say, oh, all of these checks are scattered and they're horrible anyway, who cares? But you have control over your in-game time management, your cycle management, and I gotta say, we gotta call out Vidya a little bit here, because given that he, you know, did a little bit of a mistake on the East Clock Town one important hint, which is essentially his fourth foolish. There's no reason he should be on the Moon Crash timing over here. He's only on the Moon Crash timing because he had to do the Honey and Darling minigame. Or he played Night 3 on purpose for some reason. I missed that. Maybe there was a reason for that. But yeah, if it's just because of Honey and Darling, he should have been on a better in-game time. And, you know, if that Bremen mask comes into play, that could be the punish. And can't say it's not under a runner's control.
Oh, so bringing your butt to Poe gives you a Deku mask.
Oh, it is a Poe hut seed after all. Oh, bro, really?
Yeah, kind of playing a big factor here. And yes, we are at the hour mark. We'll have to recap our seed, but big thank you to our volunteers this morning, and also our racers. Dodo and Vidya James putting a wonderful show on for us. We have the wonderful Spec and Naki, and VT Slacker restreaming, as well as pitch tracking. Thank you so much for making this happen. And yeah, so East Clock Town being important for, what was it, a Fox Time mask into Captain's Hat. We had us that just gave us a song. What else? That hook shot being a bottleneck through behind a chain and the Deep Swamp Grotto. Again, like, it was available early, but like, you just don't beeline that unless you have a good reason to. So that land title deed, that was in, was it Pinnacle Rock, right? That brought us there. So now we're kind of seeing the fruits of that. Oh, and yep, Dodo with that Deku mask is going to take it to the palace.
So the land title deed, the whole deal, it actually looks simpler if you think about it, rather than what we saw on the runner screens, because it was a Sphere Zero Zora mask, and all you... Oh, never mind, no, hold on. Sorry, I had a brain moment here. But yeah, the land title deed was actually not required, right?
Exactly, yeah. It just happened to push you to Swamp.
It was a nice push to Swamp for Vidya, you know, a little bit added routing. But yeah, it wasn't simply a Sphere Zero Zora mask into hook shot on the Swamp Grotto. But you know, with the runner situation, it's like you have a graveyard available after a Song of Time. You have more checks if you do exterior or Pinnacle Rock. So, you know, that's it made things slightly more convoluted, so the seed might look worse than it is. And when it comes to realistic routing, I would say this makes the seed convoluted enough. Because you get these things that, oh, you see the spoiler log, it's like sphere 5, but you know, spheres are one thing, and actual quality routing, or routing that makes sense, is a completely another thing. And speaking of brain moment, I think Dodo is having one right here, because Dodo was loading up for beings 4 beneath the well, which is really important here. I didn't see if he got all 5, I certainly hope he did, but he had a fish in his bottle, and then, you know, got a spring water instead, and then, you know, I guess regretted it, and now the bottle is empty, that's all we can say. Oh, the Bean Daddy had rupees as a bailout, that's quite nice. I would say in Deku Palace, you should also you should always do song first for, you know, very situational things. And I guess this would be a situational thing, although you're not gonna find it in hundreds of seeds, which is, you know, there are, when it, you know, for Dodo's rupee parody, I guess those 3 rupees could have mattered on the way to the other side. And there are a couple of 5 rupees near a tree before getting to the other side. So, you know, you have 10 here, the massive 20 plus 6 and chip rupees. That's 40 right there. And meanwhile, we have of all things, if the seed wasn't done trolling us enough, we do have Song of Healing on Deku Palace.
Great.
So everyone, get ready to go to Woodfall Temple, get nothing, and maybe we are down to that Kamaro. Dodo having to reset the lily pad. You can do a Zora Gainer up there, but the fine recovery as well. So, given that we do have one check in logic on Beneath the Well 2 important location, the most important content for the bottle here, I think, should be the fish. So you can continue on the right side. But if I'm looking at things correctly here, in order to get the bugs, I think you would have to do another trip. And we finally have a bomb bag. That's North access. That's one check in Zora Cape. For Dodo, that's 2 extra graveyard checks due to not having the swamp hint.
And our lovely trash letter to Cafe. Okay.
That's our actually intended toilet paper due to having no other uses. So I'm wondering about things on Dodo's side also because of the in-game time. Maybe this is who knows, oh! Yeah, oh, never mind. Dodo can absolutely not reset the cycle because he already has the 5 beans loaded. He pretty much has to do the Beneath the Well after this. Looking at the way the clock is moving, I believe this is an inverted time, should be. So yeah, Dodo is kind of in a cycle hostage situation here, but it's not a bad one at all. You know, just freely clear this temple and not worry about things. Song of Time after the Beneath the Well item and go north then. But, I mean, Gold Dust inside Woodfall Temple can be a troll item.
It really can be. Also, there is that manifested Mask of Truth. There was, I think, a wish that was said before this was rolled that there would be one. And so we did actually get that today. But yeah, like you said, we're soaring back to get into this temple. What's that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know when Dodo is gonna get inside Pirate's Fortress Interior, which has our Bremen mask. So if possible routing comes up in the future, he could be benefited for having those 2 masks at once, and maybe Vidya would have to redip. But that's I believe that would be like in a massive last location scenario only. Oh, Dodo is only inverting now. I see. Clearly, I cannot look at the clock speed for the life of me. But yeah, when Dodo soared after the check, I thought he was gonna just go to well and get into a safer cycle situation, but I guess Dodo is like, nah, I need items, more items, more items, more items. And that's fair.
Yeah, and you're standing in front of Woodfall Temple. In my mind, I think well as well, just because, okay, well, let's just get this out of the way. It might give you more information about Woodfall Temple, but yeah, again, here's density right here.
And yeah, when it comes to soaring after the Woodfall back chest, if you really want to be a gamer, there is a Zora long jump you can do if you want to save that soar. And actually save just minimal seconds with it, but... Dodo just taking the traditional soar. As we see some eggs getting hatched in Vidya's screen, probably praying for a good song over here. New Wave would be really nice, I gotta say, because of all things, because of Beneath the Well, the runners are looking into a bottle maxing situation. Oh, it storms.
Just for storms. Ouch.
If not because Storms is probably useless, but knowing that you took that with only one bottle for the, 3 tank hops time save, it also stings a small little bit too.
Yeah, because Storms would be after hook shot, but okay. I'm kind of thinking to myself here.
And yeah, indeed, Pamela is in logic right here. And given that this was a Pohut seed, who knows, right?
Yeah, double Okana. There's those checks that you usually don't rush, but in this seed it's like, well, okay, so much to do, only so much to do.
Pohut and Pamela required would be absolutely historical. I don't know if anyone keeps track of that or knows if that has ever happened. Speaking of bottle maxing, a milk bottle of all things when it comes to Beneath the Well.
And we do see the satirical forfeit button. When you've done eggs and you see another bottle come up, feels bad, man.
Oh, I think, dude, Vidya's situation isn't even that bad, honestly. I mean, it's worse. It's confirmed worse than Dodo, I think, but it's not auto bad.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. And plus, yeah, I'm forgetting that Vidya's context was the Deku mask. My bad. Nothing but the egg thing. Yeah, they didn't get the bottle. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, you're in a good situation here, and you're not that far behind here.
A nice wallet refill after Vidya went for the All Sanity special. Beehive for 20 rupees. Glad to see that was redundant, always. Also doing the little technique, maybe glitch, maybe not a glitch, who cares? Where you try to reach the ground as human when swimming, and then you take out Zora and actually swim through shallow water. So yeah, of all things, Vidya actually taking this Swamp Frog plus Healing the Witch here, cannot blame him. It's actually quite nice. But I was thinking about the grand scheme of things and the Pohut that Dodo did, and I'm thinking that makes a lot of sense, but, sequencing-wise, it's like, you did do that over 5 checks in Pirate's Fortress Interior, but if you want to look at the seed as a whole, it would be nice to get those 5 checks done even after the Zoracade big chest, but it's like not only you're looking for item and you're after Pirate's Fortress Interior, you literally run out of good checks. I mean, mixing together the Swamp Frog and Healing the Witch is nice, but let's be real, it's not the nicest. If you're valuing that, the situation is already bad. So, as you enter Ikana in this type of situation, also, the number of bottles is also important because of the possibility of a forward well and trying to not have to sort out of it to I don't know. I don't have it on top of my mind, but getting bugs is it could be a little tricky. They didn't have the bomb bag at the time.
Right.
You know, yeah, bomb bag also being an issue that you don't have. It's like what I'm trying to say is bottles matter. Bomb bag for a mirror shield chest matters. Wallet or cents for the other check matter. So it's like you are in a deep hole. But the hole is a little bit deeper in this situation. And this is the rationale I'm trying to use for that. Whoa! For Poha to make sense there, and I think it does. As we see double.
Okay, yeah. Well, we know where the wallets are. That is healing the witch and right here in Woodfall Temple on both runner sides.
Healing the witch. On which is a total backtrack chest because they did go to woods and already had that done. So going back for healing the witch gets you a wallet, important for the beneath the well. And the bow chest inside Woodfall Temple also gives you a wallet. Which, by the way, was only possible because Vidya's stream is currently 2 minutes behind. There was a thing with his stream dropping, and I don't think he has the preserve cutoff delay unchecked. So we are seeing footage from Vidya's gameplay from 2 minutes ago. It's always important to mention it, so we don't have the wrong impression about how close or not close the runners are. And Vidya finishing the 100 rupees. Wait. Was there no other option rather than the clock tower 3 rupees when you hit the target thing? I guess there wasn't, sure.
And meanwhile, that is fire arrows on Dodo's side. That was in the fairy chest when you light the lantern and you're on your way to Dola.
And that is really nice. You will be able to do the right side chest, the one that requires bugs immediately, because you can unlock the bugs right away. Wait, should be right. I don't have the well completely mapped out, but I think this should be a beneficial item.
Absolutely.
Because otherwise you would have to like unlock the side further in order to grab the fire from the stick all the way. That might be a time save against Vidya. I mean, Vidya benefited from the beginning of the seed item placement, but now I think he's just totally screwed because imagine if this left side item is a straight up hard progression item, Goron Mask essentially. Like he's gonna be pushed away from Pohut further and further, and that could be a problem. Although we do know that Deco Mask unlocks Fire Arrow, but I mean, it could if he gets Goron Mask and then in the future he does Elder Goron Song without Fire Arrow, gets inside of Snowhead Temple without Fire Arrow, or even goes to Grey Bay Temple and do Wart and oh no, Grey Bay Temple is foolish. So yeah, that I guess Vidya is bailed out there. That could actually come up and push Vidya to Pohut sooner than we think.
Yeah, this is a slippery slope that we're on, and it makes sense for every playthrough and every runner has obviously you do make different decisions in a seed, and so this is kind of the way randos.
Yeah, you can be on the winning side of the item placement. All of a sudden, you're just getting hosed. Give it and then take it away. Light arrow for Vidya here. Could be, get you to a secret shrine or something. Oh, I mean, what am I talking about? Inverted Stone Tower Temple is there. And with half arrow, oh yeah, that's the... So, the possible ways Vidya could get progression trolled here are multiple and very relevant. He better just find like a mirror shield chest here, mirror shield here, honestly. That's like the best situation. And it's nothing. Full left side well confirmed.
Wow.
They confirmed because the second item is possibly not
For debate.
strictly required.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Vidya, all in all, definitely, dumped quite a bit of time by being on the losing end of the Pohut situation, but that might be the best outcome if he gets to Pohut here.
So our Froggy Mask gave us an N key, and that N key gave us a Moon's Tear. And I'm curious what's behind it. I love frogs too much to not have a burning curiosity about it. But bigger fish to fry. We're gonna go to beneath the well on Dodo's side. Grab that potion.
Yeah, that Moon's Tear going for the not so distant future. Dodo. Oh yeah, Dodo is still on that same old cycle. He will have to extend a little bit further, delivering that Moon's Tear. I wonder if he enters north during Moon Crash hours, or he says just screw it. I'm gonna Song of Time right here to not have to deal with this further. I feel like that might be the better option, even though you do waste a little bit of time.
Yeah,
I think Song of Time has to come up at some point. Even though, I mean, they are done with Graveyard and could beat... I mean, Dodo could beat the Seed from here. But no, even Inverted Moon Crash Showers, from what I know, it's too much. Anyway,
Yeah, you've got more than 12 minutes here.
Oh my god. Speaking of being pushed around, that ranch scenario, I feel like it's sort of happening because Vidya is just going through... Bremen lemons completely, individually, in a single walk through ranch. Nothing. Oh my god, that hurts. I don't know if you can really blame him because it's like you choose between Kokiri's Sword Pohut, which by the way you would have to get rupees at this point, or just walking all the way over here. And this is the thing. This is one of the very subtle things about Majora's Mask routing, because if you think about it, that Ikana entry was the literal only time that was viably possible to do Pohut, unless Vidya did Pohut before well. But I mean, he was just banking on finding the item and proceeding from there, which didn't happen, and now he has to sort. But yeah, so. If you can see a little bit of the future ahead of you, that was really a good spot to take the Pohut, even with the worst sword in the game. It hurts if you really think that I could be in Pirate's Fortress Interior, blah blah blah. But I think it was viable enough. And yeah, we're, the confirmation bias, at least, is right here.
Seriously.
And Dodo is getting all the benefits from it. This will be a full clear well seed. With a traditional casual route, actually, where you have fire arrows and obviously don't have lights. Oh, that is true. Revan is mentioning the money can actually be routed on this ranch trip, although I, would involve some extra things, having to go at least inside the. I mean, going all the way to the barn to low bugs at the very minimum, etc., etc. And given that Vidya was on day 3 for a reason, but not a good enough reason, shall I say, taking the cycle reset and then getting the money here is a good spot for doing so. And what a better place to get money than talking to our music fellow.
Yeah, he's been making a lot of commission.
Yeah, you would think this is a good place for money, but sometimes forcing yourself to go to play night 1 right away, it's not always the nicest, but Vidya is in such a situation that it's like, screw it, like, going night 1 ahead of time, that, you know, how can that be detrimental? Like, who cares? So Dodo have a beneath the well situation here. He did unlock the nuts door, which is only for the big Po in this situation, along with the bombs door. Ideally, you wanna... You could... So, going from left side, you load the fish, and then come all the way back here, and you can open the 2 doors. And I believe that is already the chest that needs bugs, and you can do that right away. But Dodo actually has a confirmed trip for both checks. It should be 1, even though the second item is not confirmed. So yeah, this is a... Don't need to jump the gun on the bugs chest in this very specific situation. As Vidya continues routing money with a big 200 from the frog, I gotta say, this is really nice, but it's just gonna sting, because we know that it's just Po Hut. But Vidya paying, you know, paying very avid attention to the way into Bank 2. And given that, you know, if I'm seeing things correctly, you know, tracking the bottle requirements and blah 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 everything, I think that it's gonna be 2 straight up required items here. So far I don't see a way it isn't.
Right, yeah, we need so many items still. You know, there's still Goron, there's lights, and not song items, since we have both bait.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the true bait items, and maybe this is the spot. You know, I said I was gonna do this with 30 minutes on the timer. It's 1:25, and I'm about to put my Pepe Sylvia investigation board when it comes to the possible second item importance here. I mean, because you need a bottle to unlock these doors. I don't think it can be bottle for Swamp. But in another situation, if it wasn't these checks, I feel like it might. But here, so far, I'm not seeing it. I don't know if it can be bottle for Picto Box for Swamp. I feel like it could, from what I know.
Okay, well, that's just another bomb bag.
Oh, that is so funny. Yeah, bomb bag. I wonder why that would be important. Maybe because to open, you know, to get the big Po for a certain door, you need a bomb bag.
Wow, okay.
In my book, that already kills importance. I don't think that confirms, you know, Zora Cave or Twin Islands Grotto or Lens Grotto or anything. I don't think it confirms it. I think the big Po importance is already here. So that... I think I called this. I think I called this, you know, several minutes ago. That could be bomb bag for well itself, and the prophecy is done, I guess.
Okay, and of course the required item had to be all the way in the back. Our mirror builds us. Light arrow.
That is light arrow, and I think that absolutely, should absolutely confirm the bomb bag importance, because if going forward is your only way into this check, because light arrow itself is there, that absolutely confirms the bomb bag importance.
Yeah, remind me, where were those other bombs?
Oh, it's like super late. Wow, I can't even tell. It's can't be in Woodfall Temple because... Oh, it might be Woodfall Temple because Vidya doesn't have it.
Right, that's true, that's true. Alright, well, but Po Hut, we got the mask on Vidya's side.
Yeah, and I would say Vidya has some catching up to do, but it's actually a lot of catching up to do. Because there's an entire Woodfall Temple full clear. Vidya still has to go the Deku way. Also needed to load up the beans. Let's see how creative his money route gets here. If he if he if he can get every single bean under the sun. Because I think you go up to 40. I don't know if it's 50 from the entirety of Deku Palace. Also, speaking of dodos, absolutely, cute in-game time over here. We do have Kamaro getting done, along with a whole walk all the way to Biobaba Grotto, but I guess you kind of have to do it. Because all the other options involve walking, so this is quite... maybe Epona's song would be fit nicely. I don't know if he exited from west or not, or if he exited north. Maybe like... Oh no, because you have to jump from, jump from Kamado, right?
Right.
And this is a safety song of time. And warping to Clocktown to then go north versus walking all the way over here. That's a minor time loss in my book when it comes to being very, very picky about Clocktown movement. TLDR, just reset cycle and stay safe here.
Yeah, nice arrows. We're on the road the swamp tree, and the it's interesting like how free Zora was the seed.
Yeah, that Queen Poha, light arrow, mirror shield chest. I mean, we were talking about Pamela, but that's so hot already. I don't think the seed bot even has the capacity to get a Pamela required item here. It would just break it.
You don't think it'll be the double required upper arcana?
Also, speaking of Vidya's catching up fanfic over here, Dodo, because in Dodo's situation, I mean, come on, he should be in freaking Stone Tower Temple here, seriously. But, or not. So Dodo is here because, partly he's essentially looking for items. Oh, that's a nice 50 roundup for Vidya. Gotta note that. So yeah, given that Dodo is kind of actually really looking for items, the Pirate Fortress interior trip has value. So yeah, coming here makes sense, and it actually makes a lot of sense. I don't know if Dodo already had the fairy eggs info, because here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. And this is gonna sound completely bonkers, because Dodo is in a place where he is looking for items, but checking the song layout via eggs also has value. Dodo has 2 bottles, which if eggs were traditional vanilla, would be a very good time save. And I'm thinking here, so between Inverted Stone Tower Temple and just doing eggs here, I feel like there's a world where if the eggs were vanilla, you do eggs, going to Pirate's Fortress interior, 2 bottles. But if you know it's fairy eggs, even though it's actually easier to do, maybe you don't do them and go to Inverted Stone Tower Temple instead. I don't know if this is making any sense, if it only makes sense on my head, but I swear it does. But I feel like it's... I feel like it's it because, the ways in which you try to solve the seed, given that you don't have to take the PF interior trip, you just don't do eggs at all, if it's fairy eggs. But if it's regular eggs, you do take the trip and the song layout. I think it absolutely doesn't make sense as I think about it, because both options involve doing eggs and a Pirate's Fortress trip. So I think maybe this is way too much rationalizing, and it's completely redundant.
Right, yeah, like just having the knowledge is helpful here. Okay, I was wondering why we went inside with just one egg. And also to answer the question earlier, the bombs were here in Woodfall itself, so that's where that was.
Yeah,
Okay.
Woodfall minus the temple. And yeah, it makes sense for the whole Vidya not having them situation. Oh, Vidya equipped the bombs. He needs them for the temple. Or...
Okay, here we go, here we go. Alright,
Oh,
nice
the
setup.
setup. He didn't even move the stick during the transformation. It didn't work anyway. Oh, that's...
Hate to see it. I want to get that. I've tried doing it, and I didn't commit when I was in the seat that I was doing it in. But yeah, would have been nice to see that play out.
So the actual setup that I know involves pulling the fence, because you kind of need to be at the tippy tip, and honestly, I don't know what Vidya did. I had never seen it. Was it like a stab shield?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, it didn't work in the end, so that tells us something. Not to, not meaning to make fun of Vidya here, but I mean.
Yeah, now I'm curious about the strat.
But yeah, when it comes to proceeding with the seed, checking song layout with the eggs, completely fine. Going to inverted stone tower temple, if Dodo chooses to do so, completely fine. And when it comes to our fanfic for Vidya to catch up, Dodo doing eggs is definitely helps Vidya's situation, as well as getting inside of Pirate's Fortress interior at all. And
yeah. One thing we discount, just like seeing both sides too, one thing we discount is all the checks that just Dodo hasn't done yet. There's, you can definitely see like there's parts where, times where each runner have gone and done something and didn't have like the best density at some point just because of, item layout. That's just how it goes. So it is interesting to see the back and forth with this and forgetting, oh yeah, like there are some checks that, Dodo needs to catch up on.
Yeah, and if I'm Dodo here and I see the Bremen mask on the guarded chest, knowing that I never went to ranch, I am immediately filled with so much joy that you're setting yourself up to one trip it at worst, and that doing the bat's chest, very small price to pay. And if only Vidya took an extra benefit of the ranch songs and had not done certain 2 mini games in East Clocktown.
Yeah, that ranch hint for East Clocktown having one important count. It's okay. I've got my captain set. I'm one and done.
Yeah, plus maybe avoiding being the awkward in-game time situation where he was because of possibly the Honey and Darling being done on day 3. But that's how things go. Captain Zat actually, Keaton mask on the Romani shop for Captain Zat is an actual East Clocktown item. And hard required, satisfying East Clocktown 1 item importance. Sometimes that slips through the mind, of course. Also, I'm looking at Vidya's screen doing the turtles chest, and how the hell are we still on Kokiri's sword? Not even Goron for those turtles. It's crazy.
Yeah, maybe we'll start seeing combat upgrades coming up, but for the meantime, it's just one. It's just one sword, no Goron.
Yeah, the seed only has Deku Mask and Poha, Light Arrow and Mirror Shield chest. Fierce Deity Mask locked behind some dumb always check. I can't even tell which one it is anymore. The seed only has this. And it doesn't give any other sort of grade along with it.
In fact, it says, you know what? I'm gonna lock Fierce Deity behind that day 1 check in Ocean Spider House. Because I'm just that nice.
Truth, now one. As we see the runners tracing each other's steps, Dodo getting the rest of interior done as the frog gets frozen on Vidya's side. Which, reminder, Vidya's whole gameplay stream is 2 minutes behind the actual stream, not... Picture this, Vidya is in his actual gameplay is 2 minutes ahead because there was an internet drop for him. I assume it's an internet drop, and he probably had the preserver cutoff point turned on OBS, which is by default and should be turned off. So, you know, picture Vidya being a little bit more ahead than he is right now, just to clarify. And you were going to say, Nick?
Yeah, we unfortunately can't get a hold of Doc to fix the 2-minute thing, you know, from Back to the Future. But it worked out really well, you know. It was like, oh, when they're neck and neck, you know, it was like, oh, that's a shame that we're seeing this 2 minutes. But it's almost like not noticeable when, you know, they're doing now very different routes.
Yeah, from our viewing side, that's hot enough. That's already a neck and neck race. But you know, if they enter Majora close enough, just peak Vidya being able to snipe a free 2 minutes off of it, you know.
Yeah, so we won't know until it's like happened.
Yeah, as Dodo has having some trouble with the pirate fight skip jump over here, you do have to take your angle really well over here. It was a bit too much to the left, and Zora definitely helps with the jump. Now this was nicely done in the end. And I don't know if something beautiful happened on Vidya's side of the screen. Doing the bow chest, if you don't have any other combat upgrades, which Vidya certainly doesn't, this was his best option. If you enter the bow chest room with the Denolfos, from the left side of the door, you can immediately pop it with a fire arrow or ice arrow shot. Ice arrow being the fastest because the animation gets like cut off and whatnot. And Vidya did precisely that, and it was his best option. That was beautiful. I didn't see that if Dodo did it or not, but there was one race, you know, freaking year plus ago where Dodo failed at it, and I made fun of him in the Discord. He probably has it down and probably did it as well. But that's a really nice strat for the Nofos, the instant arrow pop. Everyone should absolutely have it in their playbook.
Yeah, I call it sending the dinosaurs back to the Ice Age tech.
And speaking of Vidya's catch-up fanfic, we have Dodo doing the frog plus... I don't know if he's healing the witch, I guess not. But yeah, we have a swamp frog at the very least for Dodo. I feel like this might be a regrab because of the money. Oh, never mind. You can buy... Oh yeah, the route is to go to the frog and then buy the potion here. Because you don't have to backtrack for this potion. Unlike if you go to Woods first on your first trip. So yeah, this is, I mean, full catch-up for Vidya. Turning a worse bad situation into a little bit of a more competitive race on Vidya's side, who got screwed over by the deco placement.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't want to say anything, but Inverted Stone Tower Temple is there, but these are two checks that aren't the worst to do. You couple them together, it's really nice, but you know.
And this is a good reminder of Day 1 Mystery Woods routing. It's a little bit different than Day 2. So, gotta have that fresh in memory.
Yeah, the glitchless speedrun route over here.
Right.
Which is an S? Letter Z, actually, if you think about it, right?
Right, okay.
So letter Z, followed by whatever Day 2 is. I don't even know, I just play it because I've done it so much at this point. And the third one is a reverse question mark. Oh, and Dodo getting... We already saw a few of these from Dodo. I wonder if he's getting... If it's getting to his head or something, but yeah. Going inside Woods without the potion at first, has to buy it over here. getting the getting the magic
Oh.
back again. Now in this.
Yeah. Had the money for it, just didn't climb up to the witch. And we're seeing Pamela on Vidya's side. That is a crowd favorite. So playing Song of Storms for the ghosts, and I believe one of them's sharp, one of them's flat. And I believe this is sharp. I think he's abrasive in Majora's Mask. He's being evil and keeping the water to himself. And yeah, thankfully bomb bags in hand, and gonna gear Pamela back into the house real quick. No stone mask. That would've been nice.
Yeah, that one is locked away, and I gotta say, in this spot, you are really tempted to just high roll off of it because it's 2 items. One of them looks like it's not gonna be bait, although we saw it and it unfortunately is. So you are kind of inclined to just roll with it and go for the 2 items and hope you go mode off of it. But in the Vidya situation, if you want to play a little bit more, shall I say, carefully as an expression, you don't know if it's gonna be the worst situation. Oh, it's just a bean.
That poetic. It's like we need those earlier.
I mean, time save. Hello, because Inverted Stone Tower Temple is coming.
Hey, that's true.
Already.
Okay, we can use those. We can use those beans.
But yeah, so you were looking at a well trip here. I mean, in Vidya's screen, it's basically his last checks, right? What else does he have? Deku Playground or something? Freaking Zora Cape Bombable, I guess? North Trip? Ugh. But... so yeah, imagine if you visit the well, and the worst scenario is you get Mirror Shield and a bait item that just satisfies the 1-star dependable importance. If you're in this situation, then the seed actually does not progress at all, which means you wish you had done more density. So might as well do the density now and account for this scenario, right? Oh, and Vidya doesn't have the fish, I believe. That's why he's opening this. Oh, never mind. Oh. I think Vidya has to backtrack for that fish. I don't see the fish in his bottle. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know, doing well, especially pretty much forward well. It is a place where you can save time over, maybe not everyone is too savvy to do it, snappy in one go. It's not the thing you do the most in this randomizer. Maybe you hesitate a little bit. And Vidya, showing a little bit over here because he absolutely does not have to load nuts over here. All he has to do is load up the fish. You load up the fish, you go inside that room, and then you pop all those babas. And then that will give you, I think, 6, and then you just re-enter the room. I mean, you pop those babas, you re-enter the room by doing the check, I guess, and then you get more nuts. Vidya, another really convenient thing here, you can actually buy the nuts and get the fish from the shop, so... Those time saves or not time saves do add up. Wait, he doesn't have the fish. Am I missing something? Yeah, as Revan said, Vidya apparently doesn't have 10 bombs either.
Oh, that's right. Which, I mean, here's a reload here, right?
I mean, Vidya will get the refill, so he will absolutely roll with it anyway. But, yeah, I think Vidya... It's kind of funny because I'm looking at Dodo's, few major, not even execution mistakes, just, maybe brain moments, I guess. Not having the stick for the graveyard. I don't know what he thinks about the Deku situation or how long he took to get the hook shot. When it comes to thinking if his run is going well, if he's generally behind or not against some other normal gameplay. So I was thinking there was a possibility that he was getting into his head, given that he had to backtrack for the potion. And Vidya, I think he might be on the same situation as well, because now he had to go inside a grotto to get the fish, which was right there on the shop. So fumbling a little bit the forward well system. So when you get on those situations where the seed is not going too well, maybe losing a little bit of the immediate confidence, could be that too.
Yeah. Well, first look at the bean chest. We have a dead Garo mask. And there's our combat upgrade that we're looking for earlier. Yeah, that is nice. We're not gonna be seeing Fierce Deity the seed. So, yeah, like you said, execution on both sides, there can be some falter there because you're thinking about the timing of when you're getting these items. It's like, well, I could have got this hook shot earlier. So, how much further is the other person? It's so easy to kind of mind game yourself and miss out on and that can kind of play into nerves as well, and you're just trying to catch up or have that feeling of trying to catch up.
Yeah, and on both runner situations, that's a nice bug spot behind the fire breather over there.
Oh yeah, that is. And now we're good.
So, yeah, if you look at the grand scheme of this run, both runners have absolutely lots of reasons to think they're behind here. So if that affects their mental, or if they're taking different decisions, thinking they're behind, I don't think they will do that at all. But yeah, it's kind of just. At the end of the day, they both have reasons to think they're behind here, which is, interesting because of the, mental game and the dynamic.
Yeah, the info that you have. And it's it's an interesting thing too with the nerves of a race. It's like you could tell yourself, I'm going to just play how I play and all that, but like there's also a motivating feature of racing is that it kind of puts a fire underneath your boots. So it's a double-edged sword, and ultimately I think a lot of people are going to be thinking the competitive part. It's like, I am racing right now, and so it does get in the way of those nerves and can affect your thinking, can affect your execution. Right now, it feels like we've now hit past some of those falters and hitting a good stride on both sides. So Vidya's is gonna be finishing up, or getting through the well. Yeah, this seed also without light arrows early, it made well a dungeon. Sometimes it's just like, okay, I'm gonna go in through the back and grab these chests, and now you're just kind of thinking through the whole rigmarole of trying to find all the items in the overworld and bring them. And thankfully, we have 2 bottles for it, but nice clean. That GFS came just in time for Gomez, honestly. So that's really convenient.
It is the way of the seed giving them a breath of fresh air for sure. And as we just saw, some nice techniques from the runners. Dodo did a cheeky human jump for the alcove where the chest spawns, the one where you have to shoot a fire arrow on a frozen eye. And Vidya with the glitchless bomb chew pull. May I say, the one bomb chew from the pot inside of Woodfall Temple. It gave him the opportunity to do the glitchless speedrun strat where you pull the bomb shoe, I think pretty much right away or something, and it hits the Poe as it spawns, so free extra hit there.
Oh, that's rad. Yeah, I did not connect to that one bomb shoe where it was from. That's really cool.
Dodo purposely did not grab that bomb shoe when he plowed through that pot, and I mean, if there's a spot, if Vidya wins the race by a little margin, I don't want to say anything, but, the bomb chew, very crucial.
Save those frames.
So we might be on a small convergence point here. Yeah, this is Vidya's time to climb Stone Tower. Dodo has been there for a while. Vidya, by the way, his gameplay is 2 minutes in the future, which is, important here. So assume he's like entering Stone Tower Temple, probably. Or maybe he's already inside. So this is closer than it is on stream. Vidya had an internet drop. He has the cutoff point delay turned on, which is by default. Should turn it off. Blah blah blah. But yeah, Vidya's gameplay is 2 minutes ahead of what you're seeing on screen right now. So yeah, this is closer than it looks.
Yeah, so that difference will be is now that's the point of being trolly, because it's like we're comparing stone towers, and Vidya is definitely further than it looks.
I think even with the 2 minutes, I think Dodo is considerably ahead, and I mean considerably that it would have to take more than a bad twin mode and a bad something else, but this is by all means catch-up territory, very, very viable. Especially since, I mean, hello, we are missing still 2 items. Although we are running out of locations. After this, there's like, what, Shrine, thankfully with the Great Fairy Sword, and the bad side of Stone Tower Temple, which I don't think I saw a single big chest peek, I might be wrong. But yeah, it just... I think both runners should be doing the same things as each other from here. At 1 hour 55 of all things. But yeah, all in all, catch-up territory, definitely viable. Although I still think it's a little bit of a stretch, but it is a race. All the way to the end.
Yeah, all things considered, this is nice to see this layout right here, and with like pretty even in combat upgrades. I doubt Vidya skips the bean chest and already has it in the C button. You know, there's Dodo is finishing up, like you said, this side of the tower. I'm curious about the heart container. What items do I have on that? Yeah. Where is that next progression item?
Oh yeah, by the way, funny thing, I'm talking about the locations that they're all terrible. We haven't even entered North, by the way.
Right, yeah, like, the, Woodfall situation and the WoW situation has kept us from, visiting up North.
From here, I guess there could be, kind of a coin flip situation, whether between North, the bad side of Stone Tower Temple, and Secret Shrine. There could be, variance when it comes to what they choose to do. But, I don't know, I think some minor routing adjustments might come into play. For example, there's the ranch revisiting situation, which Vidya already has a check done there, and Dodo would have to do both. If there are no items there, if he does the race first, go modes obviously benefits, but I feel like there are a few strings that are unpulled that could send the race in some mysterious ways.
Yeah, definitely. There's still a lot of opportunities for divergence from the 2 runners, and that could decide the race. We do get that first twin mold down, and 2 minutes behind, but our display shows Vidya entering the temple. And areas we know won't yield up north is one map on, well, the map's on Tingle. We've got a Foolish Path to Snowhead. Let's see, what else? Great Bay Temple, Foolish But Song.
There's like Smithy 1 on the North Trip even. Oh,
yeah.
Super Shrine with Great Fairy Sword here is so attractive, especially since the Stone Tower Temple chests are small. Vidya's looking at one of them, that's a brown one of the map chest, I guess. So less reasons to go there. Because the thing is, I feel like in these Elder Goron seeds, North is less of a progression location than ever. Like for here, you literally just go north for checks. Mainly because, not having Goron, not having the access to the Elder Goron song. But yeah, between going Shrine for the, Great Fairy Sword, massive time save for the combat, or going north. I don't know. I feel like they're both equally attractive, but being realistic, should be entering north, I guess. No way around it. So what was Dodo's Stone Tower Temple finish time? I feel like it was maybe 158 flat or something. I meant to look, I wasn't looking. So Vidya's timer is reaching 157 now. So we can have a better notion right here. Still has to do the maze chest and the wizrobe chest. So because of that, I think Vidya's... how much Vidya's behind is definitely on the minutes, plural.
Yeah, but just that minutes, you know, there's, like you said, catch-up territory is here, and so I'm excited, I'm nervous. You know, it's we definitely have a race here.
Oh, Vidya did the Igor recoil flip directly to the door, but his backflip was way too early. He got a late recoil. That's a void out. He already took one void out.
Get some nice rupees on the snow pose on the way up north. So Dodo is heading up there.
So Dodo's bank situation, he has like 496 on the bank, right?
Right, yeah.
That's only a massive mistake if bank doesn't ends up being required, bank 3. But I would say you definitely have to pay attention and get yourself to 500 because, I mean, it costs really nothing. For example, Vidya didn't pop the skulls with the light arrow at all. I feel like from here, with the amount of checks that are left, I should absolutely value getting some money here to at least get to 500. I don't know what's Vidya's exact bank situation. Farming all the 500 on the skulls here is, I mean, bad, but at least get yourself through the 500 threshold in the bank, which Dodo didn't do. He did get the 100 though, which, you know, in this case had to be done before entering north on the snowballs. Very nicely done, because I absolutely need to do Smithy here.
Yeah, for sure. This and who knows, maybe Smithy is the 22nd red rupee. Oh, was that the razor sword? Was that vanilla?
Oh, vanilla, yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Okay, so we have a vanilla sword among a lot of the shenanigans that this seed is thrown at us. That's pretty fun. Okay.
So given that it's pretty much behind, considering even where the wallets were, I mean, no, I actually, it wasn't literally behind Fire Arrow, but realistically speaking, kind of was on what's viable.
Yeah, 100%.
Just unviable mega late upgrade, and Dodo waiting for the day to pass so his fishwalk doesn't get screwed. But yeah, we're gonna see some fishwalk rather than the scarecrow.
This is the good stuff right here.
Vidya getting a little bit trolled. Doing this wizrobe with the Great Fairy Sword is not the simplest of things because there's like the little rocks falling down, everything.
Nice timed void warp, and yeah, happy 2-hour chat. We have our racers Dodo and Vidya James. Only here would you see the at ZSR, the wonderful fish tech, and all the wonderful time saves that our runners are pulling, and it's just been it's a lot of fun to watch this morning. Thank you for volunteering, our volunteers Naki, Spec, Chloe, Pitch. We've had just a wonderful, I think, hour before the race we're figuring out trackers as well, and so just a big thank you to our volunteers, and of course VT for restreaming. Wrong initial T. There we go. VT. Thank you so much, VT Slacker.
It's It's definitely a blessing that this race could get restreamed. And Dodo did a nice recoil flip down from the grotto down to the island. Really nicely done. By the way, if you want to get into the Seed fanfics... Oh, Letter Mama. Yeah. So, after all of this, scrub relocation could still be required. I think we found literally everything. This Letter Mama is in logic, right?
Yeah, it should be, and plus it's oh, hold on, well, Postman and hopefully I'm thinking right, but we won't need it, will we? Because
oh, you're right. Yeah, the dream is over. Yeah.
it is.
East Clock Town 1. Not today then.
Oh well, okay. If you didn't get it on your first pass through, you're doing your smithy. 1 and 2 for gold dust with gold dust. So 20 rupee.
Yeah, between going back to one of the Ikana locations or back to Mountain Village again, Dodo doesn't want any of it. I think he might have seen a yellow one on the Stone Tower Temple checks. Is going back for it. Oh, those ice arrows on Vidya's side having none of it. Very unfortunate pattern, all confusing. Twin modes tangling with each other. Also, happy 2-hour 05, I guess. And missing Glory Mask and Mirror Shield required. Not having 2 temples done. I would say, I mean, I guess that's lengthy already.
Yeah, 2 hours. We've definitely seen a good range of like when I scrolled through it. Now I didn't check the qualifier, like all the qualifiers, but I saw a lot of the races that are on YouTube. I guess shout out to the YouTube as well for ZSR if you want to catch up on your races. However, yeah, a lot of them range from like 145 to like up to 2, but yeah, we're still got 2 dungeons to do and the items to do that. We're still looking for that, and we're at 206.
So Dodo went back for Stone Tower Temple, which so far only had a small yellow on the peakables. For that alone, you absolutely do not come back here. It can be Ocean Title Deed and Ocean Title Deed only, but I mean, you know.
Wow, yeah. Oh. Okay.
Honestly, I'm thinking about it. Were all those peaks bad, or the whatever chest in the lava room here is big too? It better be big, otherwise, if Dodo doesn't get lucky with the non-peakables, that's a very bad Stone Tower Temple trip in my book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what it is.
All right, survey says.
Oh yeah, okay, yellow. But that's the one, you can peek that during the recoil from the Igor to the Gomez door, or you can just see up, force it. Oh,
great spin. Oh, and yeah, Vidya will also be opting to go to the normal side of Stone Tower Temple. So we'll see that on both sides.
Yeah, Vidya definitely liking that. Whatever map compass chest that is a big yellow, valuing that along with Dodo. So, you know, for the catch-up fanfic, Vidya didn't want anything to do with North, which so far is fully dead. We have like Smithy 2 on the, you know, Gold Dust in North, 4 North check. So, but otherwise, the trip right now has been completely dead, and Vidya might get away with it. Although still behind, even considering the 2-minute bonus over here. Oh, Dodo opening up a stray fairy. Nah, that's not it in this room.
Yeah, some of the stray fairy checks or something, but that one is a stray fairy, which I do not have straight yet. Like, I've still not internalized all the S6 shenanigans.
Yeah, we haven't even commented over them, but yeah, this is one chest. Oh, it's a big one. That is randomized.
Ah, Picto.
Of all items, right?
Yeah. I mean, at least it's a button to press.
So, I know it doesn't matter, but my mind immediately goes to if Picto has swamp access importance. I don't, because it's like, you know, fire arrow was inside the temple, but fire arrow to get over here, I don't think that's needed. I'm just not gonna think about it for a while. It's gonna be really hard, but I'll just not. But yeah, on the randomized fairy checks in Stone Tower Temple, it's, yeah, those have to be listed one by one. In the regular Stone Tower Temple, we have this one in the lava room near the rupee cluster. We did have in the previous room the one behind the mirror block, not the one that Dodo checked, the one behind a mirror block that is on the right side. And the last one for the regular side, the one in the lobby where you shoot the eye, very much peekable from the inverted side, and the check you can actually get without mirror shield, without light arrow, which can come up. So far it hasn't. So for the regular side in Stone Tower Temple, those are the fairy checks randomized, and on the inverted side, we saw that those for both runners. We had the Frozen Eye chest in the updraft room, and the Wizrobe checks, of all of them, had to be that one. And I believe that's it for our randomized fairy checks in Stone Tower Temple.
Yeah, definitely, you know, just, I mean, this has been a long time feature, but it is really nice that you can go into that temple inverted and essentially, you know, skip out on the regular temple and scope out what the situation is after you complete it. Because, you know, it is likely that in other seeds, you're done, you're like doing ISTT and you beat Twin Mold, and like that's all you needed from the temple is the items that you got on that side. But yeah, this one, it's like, okay, to do my due diligence, we're grabbing this, you know, that Picto box, and yeah. So Rising Shrine, folks, we do have a shrine, Great Fairy Shrine situation on our hands. Opting not to take that Picto box right away. This makes sense because density. And time investment. This is behind Light Arrow as well, which was, you know, marked important. Obviously, lots of uses for the Light Arrow, but, you know, maybe there's something to read into there.
Yeah, Secret Shrine with the big sword here is a way too tempting. With the Picto box situation, of course, the Tingle check stings, but there's at least a cute loot you can do. You can deliver the Lulu pick, do stage lights, and then hop all the way over to the Zorcape Grotto, which has been in Logic for a while, has not been checked.
Right, yeah, no bombs, no Goron, not even Blast Mask. Yeah, we've not been able to check that. And yeah, the convenience is all too tempting. And you also raise a good point, you know, like that Fire Arrow check in Zora Hall, we went there so early that, you know, we just did not have those on hand from Woodfall Temple yet. So, yeah, both runners, we don't know what lies behind stage lights.
The dreamy situation over here, as Vidya already takes the Zora Hall, Zora Cape loop here rather than Shrine, it would be extremely, and I mean extremely ideal if they found a mirror shield for the song, and then you got to do this Zora Hall, Zora Cape extra checks loop along with the temple clear. Obviously the Lulu pick and the stage lights before the temple, and then you finish the temple, go all the way over to the grotto. The thing is, I think that's actually really bad in this specific seed, because Great Bay Temple is foolish except for song, and given that Snowhead is the other unclear dungeon, you better just push that Great Bay Temple off. On the Cafe Mask. So Aroma and Bar is dead because of the East Clock Tower importance, but Midnight Meeting? 2 hours 13 on the timer, 2 hours 11 for Vidya, is 2 minutes behind. Midnight Meeting, anyone? Really?
Yeah, stock pot in, it's just there.
Dodo, I believe, got milked in one of the first chests, but now there's a big one on the ward fight.
Kamaro could check that tonight.
More for the bait package. Would be nice to get Cafe's Mask and then Song of Time into Rosa's Sisters plus setting Midnight Meeting. That would be a little nice combo, even though it's a lot of walking around. And Rosa's Sisters is basically a minigame. No, Vidya, do not give the light arrow to the Zora. Do not do it.
He does not want that. Oh, bingo! That's my 4th one.
Wouldn't pay anything for the light arrow. Otherwise, Vidya would have been so screwed. But $20 for a little picture. Well, Secret Shrine is just making us hopeful into oblivion, right?
Couples. Couples.
Oh, that's dead. At least that's a dead check. Oh, that's a relief, kind of.
Just still the temerity of the seed, though, to throw us, you know, just give us what we want. Give us that sweet Goron. Give us that mirror.
I was about to say Rosa Sisters plus setting Midnight Meeting plus Mayor, but there will be no Mayor because East Clocktown is one important item location. That was the Keaton for Captains for a required song. And all the other checks in East Clocktown are over. Dodo may be looking for some chip money. And that's it for the major locations, right? On Dodo's side. It's quite over as Vidya goes for the room key check. So it's a little bit of a time loss comparing both of the gameplays. Dodo already did that. And if we're on a restream, we want to be a little bit entertained. I mean, we're looking right now into going all the way to Ranch to Midnight Meeting.
Yeah, we haven't seen Mask of Truth, right? We haven't seen Dog Race.
Yes, that is fully unknown to the restream side.
Yeah.
For Dodo, all the 3 checks should be new. As far as Dodo has not gone back to Graveyard, which would have 3 extra checks. I don't know if he peaked the Kita fight. Which means, did he go to Ranch actually and has the Icona Graveyard Foolish except for Song? I can't even tell, honestly.
I don't remember him doing Lemons. So I think he was in a situation where if he were to do that, he would have done Dog Race, he would have done everything. Because I don't think Dodo's revisited Ranch.
Vidya
But
here.
still saved from, like you said, those graveyard checks so far.
Oh, by the way, something mildly bad is about to happen to Vidya. Look at his in-game time. And if you remember a certain item that was in the Lens Cave called Gold Dust.
We're missing the window for that, and
and it's over.
yeah, if you're checking that, you have to Song of Time and grab it again.
And by the way, also something very subtle. Vidya did not fill a wallet for the Smithy one. We here know he's not gonna get punished, but that stingy too. Vidya is not inverted, not on anything. He just left the in-game time roll. Honestly, at this point, I can't even keep track of their cycles, but I don't know if there was any reason to take an invert or take a reset, but yeah, eventually Vidya will have to backtrack for a Gold Dust and do both Smithies. No, I mean. Hypothetically. Wait, Dodo didn't have this done? He's grabbing the Swamp title deed, right?
Yeah, I believe so. That's right, yeah.
Oh wow, I wonder. He had no interest in doing this before going north, right? I mean, that would have been maybe a little bit too thorough because there were 5 checks there, and maybe go mode off of it already. But now times are officially desperate, and re-grabbing that title deed is of value. And Dodo will have a small good micro routing here because he can deliver the Gold Dust and then proceed to Goron Village. So that is a little bit of a small routing that goes on nicely in times like these.
Yeah, not only time of day, but right, like you were able to put off the the visit to Evan, the revisit to Evan. Oh, and Vidya has the same idea. We're going to grab that swamp title deed. But yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. That does look pretty nice. If you're going to revisit Goron Village, this is kind of the ideal situation for it.
Yeah, as Vidya takes a full body stretch, he said, Dodo got a swamp title deed, I want to get one too. And he actually soared from the North Owl, probably realizing then that Evan had the deed. So, small detour, but has to be done, absolutely.
Bunny Hood in the West Clock Town, okay.
With 2 hours 19 on the timer, that is our first movement speed up, if you don't count generally wearing a transformation mask.
Brutal.
Is that first bank 2 for Dodo? Because I don't know if you repeat the pieces of heart.
I believe it is. Yeah, I believe that was the first one. Yeah, you only get one free pizza.
And Dodo has the quasi-glitchless pack for farming the snowball guys in Terminal Field for bank 3 if he wishes. Only missing the chateau, but he's gotta take a couple of refills, one refill. And yeah, I think... So, yeah, I think from here, Dodo delivers the gold dust, delivers the deed, and I think that's an actual straight-up Song of Time. Because you said Midnight Meeting, and a very good way to pass time is just to farm rupees.
Yeah.
Although, no, this is not a cycle reset yet, because he has the ranch trip probably coming soon, and Darmani has been illogic. Somehow, everyone.
Yep, we've been holding on to that lens before we had explosives. So, because this is the time that we do it.
Wasn't it a rupee behind the gold dust? I don't think it was a sword upgrade. It was not a second vanilla.
That would be wild. Yeah, I think you're looking at, especially where Vidya was with the Goron, the Elder Goron being where it was. It's like, man, if only I had Goron, like the mask, to check what song this is and have it. But yeah, that's as wherever this Goron is.
Big drum roll here, maybe vanilla, who knows?
I mean, we had a vanilla razor sword. Oh, okay. Well,
Mirror
that is
shield.
something we need. So, mirror shield.
Alright, first piece of the puzzle. Dodo might just soar from here. Hold on. Let me check something real quick and then I go back. But he's gonna proceed further, not gonna skip on that deed.
Yeah, I mean, you had 2 jam sessions with Evan. You gotta cash it out on that. Oh, and nice tingle on the way.
Oh, by the way, there's no reason to check the song, actually. Because Great Bay Temple is foolish, which is the only temple you can do. And if it's Goron Lullaby, yeah, cool story, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So, funny enough, we are still just looking for items on the same checks we were before. Which, by the way, if Vidya doesn't do Darmani, he's absolutely monumentally screwed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not monumentally, because guess what Goron locks here? Oh, if it's Goron Lullaby on the Elder Goron, then yeah, Vidya is gonna dump even more time. But if it's not, it's the same old looking for items in the same spot as Vidya gets the unfortunate day 3 gold dust. We know it's not gonna punish him. He might thank later if he ends up taking it.
And the Swamp Title Deed play does pay out for trying to get Bank 3. That's a nice 100 from the Deku Scrub.
And Vidya is officially at least one Darmani away as we go to a Great Bay visit for a Pinnacle Rock revisit. hell was there?
That was a D. Well, it was land title, right?
Yeah, it was the land title, right?
Yeah, I feel like the other thing was
Oh no! Oh, I know what's happening. Vidya thinks this is important. Oh, he's gonna lose so much time. He has not realized at all that East Clock Town importance has been satisfied.
Oh no, right.
Oh no, there's no coming back for it. He's just gonna he's gonna dump so much. It's the entirety of the length of this scrub relocation. And I gotta say, as fun as scrub relocation is for the restream, that's one we wish we were not seeing. Oh my god. That is brutal that Vidya misread that. Oh.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, all the ingredients are available, but it's not actually what the seed is going for today. And this is Dodo's first look at these hints in Ranch. So
he
there's
is
a bit
looking, so those are new.
Yeah, this will be some validation of some choices here, because hasn't gone back to Graveyard, which is weird. I have both copies of the Graveyard hint. Foolish was here, correct?
As Chad pointed out back then, yes. I'm starting to think maybe he got Graveyard Foolish in another hint, because if he has not gone back to Graveyard this whole time, that is just a little bit foul.
Yeah, I mean, without Goron, it's a pretty long trip, so maybe you're just banking. But you're right, though. I mean, that there's checks to do there if you don't know it's Foolish.
Yeah, I don't know what was Dodo's Kita peak situation. Maybe he peaked. If I'm going Graveyard just for the bats and the day one, I'm never picking that. I'm sorry. But, you know, the runners got to the spot. There's the first one. The runners did get to the spot where soaring for 2 checks over here was valuable. Although it is a long trip, so I don't know. Given all the minor circumstances, maybe he just didn't want to take the trip. No, it wasn't the nicest. Especially since the biggest upgrade was having an elemental arrow for the Iron Knuckle sort of repeat.
That was a promising lead for Blue Dog right there. But we know that Gold Dog has to take the cake. The winner's cake.
So yeah, as Chloe pointed out, this will be good money towards Bank 3 as well. Dodo should not be repeating the race from here, but the first one getting to 270, that's already good enough. It's more than good help. You will be at 300, I believe. If I did the math correctly, at 300. 313.
Oh, that's vanilla, right?
Yeah, vanilla heart piece, and it's not what we're looking for.
Yeah, so that was oh, and we're doing Letter Mama. Yep.
Wait, did Vidya do the all relocation already? I think he already had all the other ones done, right? Oh my god, this is just baited. He's getting baited farther and farther. This is... Oh, you hate to see it. It's one of those spots. When you play Majora's Mask Randomizer, a lot of times you beat a seed, and your mask section is like... you see the flies roaming around, the cockroaches. There's like nothing on the mask screen, and you wonder where did they all go? And Vidya just found one of them, I guess, because that is an absolutely foolish mask.
Yeah, we have our importance count hint. We had it satisfied with the song.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm even beginning to question myself if the required item was Keaton Mask, or if after reading 1 4 times, maybe it's 2. But no, this is absolutely not required, right? This is absolutely not required.
Yeah, like, I mean, we had Captain's Hat. We knew the song's important. Piece of heart, yeah.
Also, when Vidya soared to Great Bay Coast, I actually got a little bit hopeful, because is there any reason why Healing Mikau and Ocean Spider House chest should not be required. I mean, life checks here. I think those are 2 life checks.
Yeah, with Captain's Hat, and it's just there. It's just there on the beach.
So for Dodo, I believe this should be his next 2 checks. I believe, given that he has to, yeah, that's the second Gonna Graveyard song. Dodo probably, I mean, he has to have cracked at least a very small smile over here, because he had got away with not doing those. Oh, and Vidya doing the this
Other side of Postman Freedom, yeah.
I don't even know what this was, but maybe he's just second guessing.
Wow.
Nah, it was like a piece of heart, I believe. He's just, yeah, he's... Yep. So Vidya facing the big reality, because unless, you know, Goron sound check to somehow check another thing in East Clock Town, he's just out of checks. And this is going back to Biobaba.
Oh yes, and the Biobaba, right.
Guess that wasn't checked on the video side. Too much walking. Also, interesting. Oh, so I consider that this routing, because you know Dodo took a deposit. I mean, if I'm gonna be real, should have deposited the whole 500, but it was a deposit. And then coming here for the 2 hour 30 Deku Playground. Let's go. So nice 2 things jumps in Clocktown coupled together. As he's getting that rupee on a 21 on the timer, that's quite nice in my book. Yeah, very well done jumps. It wasn't here.
Yeah, wow. And that would have been pretty like... That would have been wild because we've had Deku for so long. We've been able to access that in Akana. So, yeah, it being here would have been quite the... I mean, the shakeup to my understanding of the seed. So where do we go next?
So I'm gonna eat my words a little bit here, because I said Dodo should have deposited all the way to 200, but he really has nearly nothing to do while waiting for Midnight Meeting. So he has the 2 meme checks in Great Bay Coast, should have those. That's like not enough in game time at all. And from here, I mean, farm 200. That's as good as it gets. I don't believe... Are there any other checks in Logic whatsoever?
I think GBC and the waiting for Midnight Meeting and farming rupees, I think that's just what you have to do. And yeah, I guess Egos, we do need that song eventually, but... well, let's see. What else we got?
As Chad pointed out, Egos here is really good. And yeah, another reason to not jump the gun on some of those songs I know that literally cannot add anything, or maybe, you know, Foolish Temple ahead of time. You can always stumble upon a few of these. Midnight Meeting, etc. Wait time required. That's really nice to have Egos here.
Yeah, so you got a nice little laundry list as you're waiting for MM.
And speaking of good things to have while waiting, Vidya doing the day 1 playground. That's good enough in my book, given how things are. Does Vidya have to repeat a flower here? Does this make it? I guess it makes it.
Yep, Dodo and GBC.
I think it's so funny, the restream perspective, because we are here and it's like, at the beginning of the game, oh, Vidya pulls a little bit of head. At the end game, oh, Vidya's now totally massive behind. But you know, if you're Vidya, I mean, you are thinking about those things, and if you're Dodo, it's like, bro, look how long it took me to get the hook shot. Oh, bro, I missed this and that. Backtrack for, potion stick, blah, blah, blah. So, and given this last location, it's like, both runners, I don't think they have... If you're thinking about glass half empty, it's like you have... Like, you really have no reason to think about good things in this run. By the way, Vita just checked the castle pillar. That was in logic, right?
Yeah, we've got fire arrows and Deku.
Oh, that was in logic and available, so I guess kind of risky not doing Negos, I guess. But given that if you're Dodo and you map out the entire rest of the seed, I guess you probably have to, you have to take it on the chin if the item is there, because he absolutely needed to allocate it in this wait time. And yeah, Vidya actually has to still do Shrine over here. Nice in-game time waste, but it's just more things that Dodo... But this is it, right? Ocean Spider House chest or Midnight Meeting? Are we gonna see our favorite check, Ocean Spider House chest, required again? But like, what, 2 qualifiers with it, right?
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was 2.
Yeah, I think it was 2.
Alright, not red, but blue. Blue, yellow. Blue, yellow, red, green. Blue again. Oh, there's another yellow. Okay. Ah, okay. Just don't press red.
Or, as I say in my head, That's how I remember it.
That's a good way to do it.
A small yellow of all things, and it is our last temporary item that is available. Ocean Title Deed, congratulations.
My
And
word.
the funny thing is, you can't even properly route with the castle because you don't have Goron Void. Thank you
Nope.
so much, Seed.
And how many times, like, does the seed want us on different occasions to come to Ikana? Like, walking bombs in Wallet, behind Deku, after visiting Poha, it's just ridiculous. And then that's when you can come back and do the well. I guess the only saving grace is that we weren't in a, like, Mask of Sense situation. I mean, not that it really matters, but I don't know. Maybe that would have been fun, actually. Maybe seeing Mask of Sense instead of the wall would be fun. But yeah, it's just back to Ikana. That might be the catchphrase of the seed.
I can't even keep track of the backtracks or repeat locations so far.
Okay, Red Rupee.
As we... how many squares do we have on the bingo card? It's probably like 38 or something.
I started doing forbidden bingo shapes now. So yeah, we've got quite a few. I do wish I did start counting for real, but I'm just kind of guesstimating for my first guesstimate.
Yeah, Mino, I'm gonna be honest. After having this gag on this race,
Oh my!
here it is.
Bank 3 was the answer. So okay, this is the time to bring it up as well. They were talking in the race time about, oh, there's a 20 rupee on the clock tower. What if we just agreed a song of time 50 times and grinded Bank 3 together?
And guess who sent that message?
Who said that?
I did. And
Oh.
the system Bro, I am gonna 100% take credit for this, and I'm gonna rub in the runners' faces. No, I'm not going. No, not that severe, but I'm taking a little bit of credit that I jinxed the seed bot here.
You, yeah, had the crystal ball, or is I guess the Swayo seed bot. That's yep, and all thanks to Pitch for this.
Was my slap on the desk listenable? I'm so sorry.
It kind of, it got a little jumbled with the Discord sound cancellation, but the emphasis in the words, I could feel that.
I really try to balance the volume, voice-wise, but how can you not pop off after? So this whole thing of, there's a race and someone from the outside goes into chat, I think that's like so dumb and cringe, but I don't know, I felt like doing it, so whatever, who cares? I never do it, and the one time I do it is to meme, oh, they can play Song of Time 50 times to finish Bank 3 with the tower 20 rupee. The one time I do this dumbass joke, Bank 3 is actually required, and very much, being done quite late in the seed. That is beautiful.
It really is. I am so okay. And so Midnight Meeting ended up being bombs. We're seeing Egos on Dodo's side, obviously. Yeah, that with the songs and everything, we're just ready to go, really.
All right. Do we care enough to think if the bomb bag in Midnight Meeting had importance for Beneath the Well? By we, I mean obviously just me. But do we care at this point?
I'm trying to think. Cafe Mask felt, man. We knew it wasn't important, so we didn't know it. But
Hold on. Where were the wallets? Wallet in Woodfall Temple, the other one. Where was it? It wasn't bomb blocked because Vidya had it.
Swamp. I think it was Swamp. It was a turn-in, maybe.
So yeah, 2 wallets accessible, and then you get Goron Mask to then pop that grotto, and then do Midnight Meeting. Get your first bomb bag to the Mirror Shield chest. I feel like that's a thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, the bomb by, I guess, I wonder if it was in the same sphere as, I guess it had to be, right? Like, if it was either that or later, because the bombs were deemed important and well. Yeah, Healing the Witch, that's what it was. Okay. If I had a nickel for each time there was a hard required forward well and bank 3 bracket seeds this week, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird to happen twice. Alright,
Yeah, so-
well... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the lore of the seed is Poe Hut required, forward well required, and bank 3.
Yeah, and some of the silly, positions that Light Arrow was in, and... Oh, man. Yeah, Poe Hut is really a big kicker in this. Yeah, so it looks... Oh, yeah.
No, go ahead, I was gonna...
Yeah, it just looks like I was gonna mark that, Dodo will be heading into Snowhead and fast-forwarding time, and then heading to GPT.
So when does Dodo double time here? In this situation, the standard should be probably before GOAT to spend like 1 in-game hour before entering Great Bay Temple. But given that they don't have FD, I think you could get away with playing double time right as you enter the temple, or doing double time when you enter the temple and then making a mistake. That also makes the majority of the time of it. But it should it should be before GOAT, or maybe after GOAT, or in the middle of GOAT if you want to be funny.
Yeah, in the middle of Snowhead feels nice for me, personally. And I guess you're go moding this with a boss key, vanilla. So I suppose that takes like what, 2 or 3 in-game hours? Just climbing.
What takes the in-game time? I'm sorry.
Sorry, like climbing the mountain and then getting to the boss key. That's like 2 to 4 in-game hours.
Yeah, that's one that I don't have in my head, but maybe like 3 or maybe 3 or 4. All I know is that Snowhead Temple is not nearly enough by a big margin.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Bank 3, I mean, in this kind of seed even, you know, light arrow available, you had, you know, plenty of time to be, you know, maybe getting chip rupees along with the worst checks in the world. Can't say it wasn't a bad check, but can't say it was completely unroutable. But how late Dodo got it, I 100% understand it. I would be looking for every single reason in the world to try to complete Bank 3 much sooner without having to actually have a dedicated farm. You know, maybe, you know, Ikana Canyon Skulls or pass through the Stone Tower Bridge twice or something. Wasn't even possible because I think the Igor chest was small. And you definitely don't want to fly over as Deku, ideally. But yeah, just looking for every single reason. Or even beforehand, having to, you know, get a good rupee amount on the bank that will make things easier for you. Because in this seed, they really didn't have to spend money, I think. Like, what did they do? Like, buy one potion for Kome extremely late, which, by the way, was done after a 200 from the frog, and then buying the potion right there, without the need for a withdrawal at all. So I don't know. I'm just here watching and commentating, so getting a grip of those things is just. I mean, I can't even start to think about it. But
Yeah.
you know, maybe there was a will, maybe there was a way. But I totally get it being one of the very, very last checks.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there weren't any big like purchases required in the seed, and so it didn't inhibit your routing really for getting Bank 3, but yeah, it's hard that it's just like right there. And I know I'm trying to remember this Bank 3 wouldn't be in always because obviously we would have seen it by now, right? It's now like in the sometimes pool, but we don't have sometimes now.
Yeah, exactly. It's completely unhinted in this setting.
Yeah, so you're just kind of like, okay, do I just do Bank 3 now and lose? And it turns out it's Bank 3 and win.
Yeah, in these spots, obviously, you don't have a crystal ball, so it's more about seeing the viable routability, you know? Because, you know, just like the other things, you know, I mean, I think it's sort of similar of finding every single reason in the book to do Poe Hut on your first Ikana trip, which is what Dodo did. Because you know there is absolutely no way you can route it anymore aside from that spot. I feel like it's kind of the same reasoning when it comes to trying to make a marginal Bank 3 push. It's not like, oh bro, I'm gonna push Bank 3 soon because I want to do Bank 3. But it's like finding every reason in the world to take some, you know, pop some enemies that maybe you would prefer to just roll over, or like, you know what I'm saying, right? Or maybe right. Maybe with like an hour 20 on the seed, you were like, maybe I should, you know, take this over deposit here. To be fair, I don't think they had any situation like that. Even though Dodo did have 496 on the bank at one point, didn't even end up mattering because he did Bank 3 from 2 deposits, the dog race one, and then the next one.
Yeah, all things considered, there were some very convenient like rupee placements, or even just like time to, you know, the time to do dog race was after having a big wallet. So there were some like along the way, but it just wasn't enough that it just naturally happened. Like you just have to grind that eventually.
Yeah, because for example, you could say the north trip. You know, you already have to take a tiny farm because of the smithy money. But then as you progress through to Twin Islands, there's a Tektite there. You can pop the Tektite twice after you do the grotto. But I totally understand, you know, if you're going north as human, the last thing you want to do is to dump time to popping Tektites. At this point, I remember someone commented on an SGL seed on Ocarina of Time that is like, why would I do a 10th of a check 10 times? The 10 skulls check in Ocarina of Time. And I think it's sort of similar, right? Because every time you pop an enemy is like a gold skull to end that game, you know, a 10th of a check, I guess. But like, I think it's valuable to look for those marginal edges, but in this seed, there were maybe a few, but I totally get it, being on one of the very last checks. This is a seed where I cannot say that, oh, there's this spot that would have been absolutely nutty and Bank 3 should have been completed. I don't think there was one in the seed.
Yeah, not by any means. I think like it's interesting. This seed also had a few spots where it just naturally it sent the runners in the same direction, and a lot of it was bait. But the seed itself had an interesting flow to it, and I'm trying to put it to words. But yeah, the bank thing is like really what it comes down to, and of course the Poe Hut. It's those transformation masks kind of locked in some trolley spots.
I gotta say, as soon as you said the flow to the seed, I thought, what do you mean? Is the absence of flow a flow? Because
right, because you're being pushed like all over the place. You're like more so getting scooped out of the ocean and then like put into a pool and then back into a lake. It's just it's not a river by any means.
Dodo having problem with the bonks and the ledge grab here. It is 2 hours 50 on the timer. Now it didn't reach.
Yeah, those thumbs are feeling something.
As Vidya gets the mirror shield chest, finally, but unfortunate as we see it. I gotta say, like 80% of the strategy on this ledge grab to the turnkey is to avoid the bonk. And I can say I literally have no idea why it happens. All I know is that I have a billion placebos that I follow. You know, aim slightly to the side, to the left, and you know, click B, then the direction. Maybe try not to point directly to the turnkey. Maybe wiggle. You know, do a very tiny wiggle, like no, not left, like up then right. You know, a very small, you know, stick turn. God, I feel like I'm speaking Greek right now. That makes zero sense, but.
I'm still taking notes because
try to avoid a bonk.
Yeah, personally, I'm just like, okay, GPT. This is like one of those temples. Obviously, like if you're gonna be racing, you just need to have it down. But I'm like, okay, like this bunk here, like there's a few things where I see it done, and like, oh yeah, I could just like go and do that, right? And it's like, okay, you know, maybe having some of those placebos would be helpful for me as well.
Yeah, the ledge grab is definitely one of those where there are nuances involved. You can't just go ahead and do it. Yeah. One of those that you can literally go ahead and do it is what Dodo just did. The bonk to this room here. The bonk to this room here is absolutely, you can just go and do it. The trick is really, really that easy. Of course, you need to get ahead of the system. You know, you hold target, and then you have to do a little curve, and then hold down for the swim. But it's like it's just that, and it works. You have like the biggest leniency in the world for it to work. Unlike the ledge grab to the green turnkey.
I will say, just do it. I would have just bonked into the wall and nothing would have happened. The curve thing, it sounds like that step is very important.
No, it's just for you to get a lineup, right? Because obviously you can't swim directly to the wall. You have to face the wall, you know, directly, actually with a 90-degree angle, right?
Oh.
So you kind of swim under the thing. I don't even know if you can call that a platform or whatever. Yeah, you take a swim under the swim under the thing. You go roundy and then point Zora directly to the wall. and when Zora gets pointed directly to the wall, then you hold down, and then you just get it. I think I point the stick up after the bonk happens. I don't know if it helps, but also something I do that might do it.
Might be placebo of the I'm holding forward that grabs the ledge. You know, I can see that. I can see that.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of nitpicky, but every time I see a runner, you know, doing those races and they're not doing the bonk to the red turn key room, that's like it's one of the first tricks you should learn in Grey Bay Temple. Forget the lobby, Goron roll, water wheel, whatever. That bonk, I think it's like number 1 of the tricks. Because like I said, it might not be literally free, I guess. Because like I said, there's the roundy swim. But it's like, as soon as you get down, and it's not gonna take long for you to get down, it's just clockwork. And it is that good, because imagine just landing and then, you know, taking an ice arrow, blah 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 blah. When you can just bonk and win.
Just bonk and win, absolutely. That's definitely it's an interesting comparison to the Goron water wheel, because yeah, there's a lot that you can skip with that, but at the same time, no, if you're going from like purely vanilla layout and doing, you know, like, what are you gonna learn first? You know, Goron water wheel or that bonk? That bonk definitely saves a good amount of time, saving yourself the ice arrows. And also, you mentioned the. Oh, go ahead.
No, Vidya has done the passive income through Camaro, and we'll get. Hold on.
So we got a little bit more to go.
Yeah, he has one more to go. Yeah, I was gonna comment about the Goron water wheel, because it's, I don't know if it's number 2 on the tricks, but might as well be. Number 2 might be, you know, Seesaw Room, you know, the fire arrowless ways, if you have to do those.
Oh yeah.
Because you might not have fire arrows, so you need to at least know, even if you're not going to use them regularly. But the Goron water wheel, it's it's really close to number 2. Maybe it's number 3. Oh my god, Vidya is doing again the all Sanity rupees. That's so insane.
Every little bit counts when you're just looking for chip bank, the chip bank deposit. All right, that is Georg down at 256 on race time. The time left in the in-game timer, 3 hours 37, and that was right before GOAT, I believe. I didn't watch the exact moment, but I could see that they were on night 3 when they went into GOAT. So it was somewhere before that.
Yeah, sorry, I got a phone call here. I kind of lost the track of thought. I was just gonna say that the Goron water wheel might as well be number 3, I guess, if I'm numbering those. That setup where you target the corner, side hop, C up to a line, and then dry roll, and then you do the Goron stuff. That is such a good setup. It's so insane. The first time I started doing the Goron water wheel was only that after that setup was invented / shared or whatever, because all the other ones are so bad. Like,
yeah, I'm pretty partial to that target hop roll, and I kind of have. It took me a little bit to get the intuitive. I have my own little rhythm of when the platform rises and when the roll forward, and it feels good. It feels good. I feel like it was enough of like guidance to get it started, and then like a consistent setup for myself, and I kind of figured out the rest by myself.
Yeah, and the Q to get the roll too is quite nice. You can obviously, look at the screen and get like a billion Qs, but the one that I look at, you have the elevator platform, right? And on the right side of it, so you're holding target, right? You're holding target for this, even though you can do it without it. But yeah, you look at the elevator platform, and on the right side, all the way on the back of the room, there's a yellow pipe, and then the yellow pipe has like a half of the pipe as a line, you know. So when the elevator platform, you know, goes over half of this yellow pipe, then you can send it forward. And there are a few nuances, like when you stop holding forward, or depending on your angle, you should go sooner or later. When I was playing on VC, my angle was a little bit different because of looking at the TV, and I think I had to send Goron later. But yeah, I think that visual cue with the elevator platform in the pipe is so killer too.
Oh, I'll have to check that out actually, because I kind of treat it like Rhythm Heaven. I kind of like wait for the apex of the platform that you're on, and then like and then go roll forward. And I just kind of treat it like a rhythm game. But no, that having a visual cue would definitely help my confidence if I ever get to the racing scene. So that's really helpful to hear. We do have. Oh yeah.
Yeah, one thing you absolutely don't have to do is like wait until the platform goes all the way up and then the water wheel keeps spinning and then you go. No, you can just send it while that platform is going up. And
Ooh.
I mean, it's just like I don't know how people do, or if it's like an extra consistent manner or something. But if you see the visual cue and you go, that will be good, right?
Yeah, and it makes me think that maybe I'm even like waiting longer for the water wheel than I need to, because maybe I'm waiting for an extra cycle, or not cycle, but like an extra fan blade. So, I mean, okay, maybe I have to actually relook at that then.
Yeah, like I said, unless there's some wizardry and waiting for the elevator to come up gives more consistency, that would be a reason to use it. But
yeah,
if you just look at the visual cue while the elevator is going up and you use that, that's gonna be on the money for you. And Dodo's having a little bit of a hard time on this Majora fight. We know that's absolutely not gonna matter, but it is 3 hours. Happy 3 hours, by the way.
Wow. Yeah, here we are. Shout out to our runners Dodo and Vidya for putting on this wonderful show for us. And man, navigating a pretty trolly, I said, flow of the rando, but this one was, basically, we're gonna throw you into this wall and then back to the other wall, and hopefully you find all your items. But that is GG's to Dodo. Time of 3 hours, 22 seconds on Majora. Wonderful. Great job. And we are joined here in the comm booth by Dodo and Vidya. GG's.
Hello.
Hello, indeed.
GG's is 1 minutes. That is...
You know what? I'm sorry, but none of that matters, because the most important thing is in the seed is that I will credit for jinxing the bank 3 by the stupid comments I left that you should deposit 50 times the 20 rupees on the corner.
I thought about it actually. That would have been so funny if we both had Goron in the first half hour.
Yeah, from the start, Goron right there.
I'm sorry, it's
free.
my fault.
Yeah. Hands down the worst season 6 seed I have played. It's not even close. Not even close. Even forgetting the fact that I beefed the East Clocktown important, did all that extra stuff, like whatever. Even if you remove all that, it is still by far like forced forwards well after like the worst Deku location possible. Basically forced 1 bottle eggs unless you're like super smart and like, oh, there's no way this song is going to be important. Making it do the well, and then Goron just randomly in, bank 3 of all places, I guess. Cool. I had 3 things left after getting Goron.
Wallet. I think the second wallet was Kume, right?
That's right, healing. There's a wallet in Woodfall and one healing the witch.
Yeah.
They're required
all I had
back
left when I did bank 3 was all I had left was Pamela and Midnight Meeting, which was already set up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm speechless. In front of this, I don't know what to say really. Yeah, there was in the qualifiers there was a qual 2 that was a bit similar, but I think this one was even worse. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it's the kind of seed normally you encounter once every year, or even less if you're lucky. But there, it feels like I got 2 of them in like 2 months. Yeah, it's the kind of seed that makes you want to just forfeit, drop the tournament, and not play for the game for like a year.
Pretty much. There was definitely some points where my hand was hovering over the forfeit button. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah.
But
And also, I mean, it impacted me mentally too. Some moments where I don't know. I did the few stupid. I mean, there were parts where I think I was playing fine, but I did a few stupid mistakes too. That I feel like I wouldn't maybe wouldn't have done in the normal setting, but yeah, you feel so desperate at some points.
Yeah, definitely same here. Definitely same here. I don't even know what to say. Like, I think the seed speaks for itself.
Yeah, and a few factors, for example, it was really funny because started the seed, oh my god, Vidya, I don't know, didn't have to do Milk Road Tingle or whatever, and then he went to Ranch, he has Graveyard information, has the East Clock Town information, which, fumbled, but it is what it is. And then, Dodo got the Deku Mask, now he's ahead. Given the hook shot location especially, I feel like both of you had reasons to feel like, I'm behind or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how it goes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there was a way, I think, to get it rather early. I think Landid was Pinnacle Rock.
Yep.
So yeah, if you just decide to go dip it even without bottle, without the egg information, you can have your hook shot quite early, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like even first cycle, potentially. And I got it like last location after going left and right and Graveyard without explosives, but I didn't have the hints. I went Ranch for the first time after I only had GBT as foolish for like 2 hours and a half because I didn't go Ranch for an extremely long time because I always had somewhere else to go. And I mean, I figured that if Goron is there, I'm probably fucked.
Yeah, it was really fortunate too because you went there, you had the 2 masks. Vidya did 1 trip and then another one for lemons. It's unfortunate. So gotta value those things as they come. Yeah. One thing I was thinking about, I was trying to on stream rationalize, if you could push for rupee farming without actually dedicating an entire rupee farm, just on the things on the way, pushing a little bit further, but it was tricky anyway. And another thing on the Deku Mask, like on the situation you were both in, I think the densest location was like Pirate's Fortress Interior. So, and the thing is, you had the big chest on Ikana Pillar and the big chest on Zora Cape. I think Vidya hadn't picked that one yet. So, yeah, it's like you want to maybe enter Ikana and not do Pirate's Fortress Interior. But if you look at the pool of checks available and the fact that you might be looking for more bottles, not even because of eggs, because of Beneath the Well going forward, and you still didn't have the left side item, I was thinking if there was a reason to force a Pohut of all things, even with the Kokiri sword, I think this whole context of available checks, Pirate's Fortress Interior being the best location, but, I feel like that had to be it, even though obviously confirmation bias, right? But yeah. Rough regardless.
Yeah, Pohut with K-Sword is just so slow, man. It's like, it's so hard to justify if there's not really much else, so
I actually did Pohut pretty early, like before PF. I figured like Vidya would definitely do PF first. That's also why I came back I even came back to PF before ISTT, I think, because I figured if something's there, I need to go. But yeah, so I don't fully remember all I thought about because that was really the moment where I was the seed was throwing me off so hard. I was already desperate after that hook shot. But I think so. Yeah, I had both big chest information. I went Cape first, which I think wasn't a very good play. Then I definitely wanted to go east for the big chest, but also to hit the owl. And hitting the owl, doing Shrine Grotto. And after that, actually, what I was thinking was, at this point, it's the kind of seed where you just don't want to skip anything. There's one check I can do in like regular Stone Tower. At this point, why not just climb and do it already? Which I don't know. I was actually thinking of Pohat and doing that check and then going PF because I just didn't. I felt like I backtracked already so much since the beginning that I wanted to be as thorough as possible. And technically, going up Stone Tower is progression because you're hitting the owl, etc. Yeah, I'm not saying it was a good play, but yeah, I guess it paid off. It was lucky for sure.
Yeah, you need some of that.
And that's also why after after Woodfall, so I could have done inverted Stone Tower immediately, but I went back to I did PFI. I wanted the bean, so I went back to the swamp, but I also did Kume because I figured, okay, I got Deku early, but if probably the best decision would have been to rush, but I wasn't thinking super clearly at that point, so I went back to do some checks that I figured, okay, Vidya probably did this before finding Deku. So if there's like a Goron there, I want to make sure that I have it. So that's why I ignored progression for a while after all that.
Yeah, between I mentioned that too. Between inverted Stone Tower Temple or doing eggs. If you're doing eggs, you're checking the song layout. It's not a big, the worst thing in the world. And then in the future, maybe like they even go north, which is pretty much not progression, but it has checks, blah blah blah. A lot of small decisions between a few, sort of dense places. But I mean, it is what it is. But the seed just threw it all the window anyway.
Yeah. It was, you had to full clear everything pretty much. So.
Yeah, and I think this is definitely aside from the fact of like thinking through the seed, but there was a point, I think it was like in when you just finished Eggs Vidya, you'd thrown that forfeit on the screen, and I kind of misread why you were doing that, because at the same time Dodo had a bottle and you had just finished doing the 1 bottle eggs. And you had no idea of knowing that. And, I guess there was a 2-minute difference. So I guess the 2-minute difference was all for that moment where side by side, the realization that there's 2 bottles and, the second bottle's on Woodfall, and you had done that. So I guess just some coincidence there.
Yeah. That was straight up. I felt like as soon as I saw the storms on eggs, I'm like, all right, well, I lose. That's fine. I accept it. But, it ended up being so awful that I'm like, okay, maybe there's a chance, but no dice. So
yeah, 2 bottle eggs instead of 1, it sure helps but when it's on fairy, it's not. I don't know. I don't know exactly how much time that gains to have a second bottle, but I feel like not that much. I never timed it. Midnight Meeting had the last bomb bag. Yeah, because I saw on your tracker that you had all the bomb bags.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Midnight Meeting is one of the 2 only checks I had left along with Pamela that I shamelessly skipped on my way to Stone Tower.
And I'm pretty sure that that does have importance because you can get Cafe Mask without a bomb bag. With Goron, because I don't believe Goron, like neither wallet is ball bag locked, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't remember where everything was at this point. It's a blurry mess that I want to forget forever.
Yeah. Yeah, not much to say, but thank you. I know this timing is not the most convenient for a lot of people, but thank you for rallying the troops and getting people up to do a restream at this godforsaken hour.
Thank you for getting up early.
Hey, yeah, I'm happy to do so. As long as I do not have a job, I have no other commitments, so I'll work around other people.
Yeah, we're definitely very thankful that this could happen, and thanks everyone for sure. And you both for we love to watch this race, definitely.
Oh
Thanks
yeah,
for
from the commentary booth, I'm sure it was fun.
There was some slop, but we're done. It's over.
Yeah, thank you for the restream. Thanks everyone except Peach. Not thanks to Peach. No thanks to her.
Well, Pitch did help with tracking, so we have to say thank you for that, and Chloe as well to help with tracking. Definitely another thank you to Dodo and Vidya James for the race they put on, and to Naki and Spec for our commentating. The next Majora's Mask randomizer race we have scheduled right now is on Thursday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, so of course adjust for your time zone. Between Earl Weird and Death King. We'll try to get that on for you as well, and see a couple other races on Friday. But other than that, thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.
All right,